Another tough night for the Lancaster Barnstormers last night here at Bethpage Ballpark. The Barnstormers appeared to be in great shape to win game one of a doubleheader, and then the game completely spun around following an injury at second base to Devon Torrance. The good news there, it does not look like Devon is going to be out terribly long. We'll know more come Monday, but he's certainly able to walk on the knee without much assistance, and he was going to test out running either late today or tomorrow. He is going to sit the rest of the weekend. And Long Island rallied to win game one, 9-5 last night on a walk-off grand slam by Daniel Fields. In game two of the doubleheader, the Barnstormers again scored first. They were up 1-0. Jared Lakin had only one tough inning, and he didn't cause all of it, but he gave up 2 runs, only 1 earned, and threw the complete game otherwise, but he lost 2-1 in the second game of the doubleheader. So the Barnstormers are now 1-7 in the second half, 1-9 since the All-Star break, and everybody is trying to figure out a solution. And I become concerned that the more solutions that present themselves, the more problems you cause. Nobody has yet to figure out an answer to what is going on with the 2019 Lancaster Barnstormers. Tonight, Kyle Davies will take the hill. Davies with a 4-7 record and a 3.56 ERA, somewhat indicative of the problems of this ball club. He has lost his last 5 starts, and in a couple of those, he has not pitched very well, but in other times he has. The Barnstormers have scored only 8 runs in those 5 ball games, 4 in the game he lost here at Long Island, 7-4. So in his other 4 starts where he's pitched well enough to notch a victory, the Barnstormers have only supported him with 4 runs. Joe Iorio will be making the start for the Long Island Ducks tonight. Iorio was a brilliant reliever last year for the River City Rascals in the Frontier League. He had a 1.46 ERA in 45 games. Came here to Long Island as more or less a last resort out of the bullpen, but he was really able to shine. And Wally Beckman has given him more and more responsibility. And then as starters had their contracts purchased and departed the Ducks, Iorio ended up jumping into the starting rotation. He's done well. He is 4-1 overall with a 3.42 earned run average. That's our pitching matchup tonight. Of course, it is a steam bath here on Long Island, just as it is throughout the entire Atlantic seaboard. The highest heat index I saw here today was 111 degrees. Believe it or not, it was hotter here on Long Island than it was back in Lancaster today. 111, the heat index, the temperature got up to 97, 98 degrees in the middle of the afternoon. It has cooled off now to 93 degrees with a heat index of 105, and everybody has basically broken out the parkas because of that, I assure you. The Barnstormers taking on the Long Island Ducks earlier. I caught up with Barnstormers outfielder Destin Hood. He's got an interesting take on the weather. It's nothing to him. He's from Mobile, Alabama. It's like this all the time in the summer. I'll bring you the conversation with Destin in just a moment here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Wow, season 15. Can you believe it? Gockenauer Appliance is proud to be back partnering with your Lancaster Barnstormers again this season, and has been since day one. We are also proud to be celebrating our 70th year of business this season and wanted to thank all of you for your support in business over all these years. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about some great offers and giveaways we have for you during this 15th season of Barnstormers Baseball.
Welcome back to this edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report as we try to find some quiet alcove here at Bethpage Ballpark to talk to Destin Hood, Barnstormers outfielder and Destin, we were anxious for you to get going, but I can't only imagine how anxious you were to actually get going this year. Take us through the story of the injury, the surgery, and how difficult the rehab process was.
In all honesty, they probably started around last November. So my baseball activities had to be slowed down a lot. I guess I hadn't had real at-bats for about 7 or 8 months. So it's been a long time, for me to get back on the field. But I'm excited to get back and try to start contributing for the team.
You had an operation on your back. We were told you'd be ready to go in 5 weeks. 5 weeks turned into 3 months. Again, it had to be so tough for you sitting on the side watching everything develop and not be able to do too much about it. The doctors didn't really know much about when I was going to start being able to play. Some say I probably shouldn't be playing right now, but I'd worked really hard on my rehab and really consistent. So I just told Ross, it's not going to get any worse. So we might as well see how it's going to, play out. And lately my body's been feeling good, a little sore. Obviously the effects of the surgery had a little bit of toll on my body, but I'm recovering pretty well. Week by week, it's getting better. The first game you played, I hate to take you back to a painful night, but the way you handled it was absolutely priceless. You just made kind of a little bit of fun of yourself and had this attitude. Only can go uphill from here. It was a tough night for you, but you handled it like the consummate professional. Great guy. You certainly won me over before that, but you definitely won me over that night.
Well, I appreciate that. I just tried over my course of my career. I used to be really, really hard on myself a lot, sometimes not warranted. And even now, it's probably about, 20, 25 at-bats in. And not going to spring training, it was kind of big, So, this is my first few ABs, and I figure, hey, you strike out 5 times, you can only go up from there. And, just take it in stride. First day of spring training, some ugly swings out there. And luckily, I saw a lot of pitches that night, so I really was just trying to take the good from the bad, Even though it was 5 Ks, I tried to take a positive from it.
You got to spend a month in the major leagues. Every young man's dream who grows up playing this game. Tell us about your month with the Marlins.
It was interesting. Miami is a very different place to be. I love water, so I love being in Miami because of the atmosphere. It was really relaxed being there. It's kind of hard to believe, when you're playing all those years and then somebody just walks up and says, you can go to the big leagues now. It's kind of just odd, to hear that from your manager. But it was a great experience. The playing fights are great, as far as playing in the big leagues. Everything is just there for the taking. It's just really nice to be in that atmosphere. Very different ball game as far as just how people prepare for themselves and stuff like that. But all in all, it's the same game. So it was just exciting to be there.
And that one big league home run off of Max Scherzer. If you're going to pick a guy to hit a home run off of, you might as well go for the best.
That was the culmination of everything that I guess, I worked for in my career, not just hitting a home run in the big leagues, but just the mentality going in before those at-bats. Obviously, Max Scherzer is one of the best pitchers in the game. I just felt like, when I was coming up to the plate that second time, I remembered and went through all my memories of whatever my approach was at that time. And it all came together as far as the pitch, the timing, all of it just worked. And I would just credit that to the preparedness of my whole career, just put it all at one spot for everybody to see. That was a long time coming, so it felt good.
You're not unfamiliar with the Susquehanna Valley because you spent some time in Harrisburg, so you kind of know the neighborhood.
Yeah, Harrisburg is right down the street. I spent 3 years there, or 2.5 years there. I got really familiar with Lee Croy. Lee Croy is the manager there now. We were together in low A, high A, and double A for all those years. So me and Lee Croy got really close, and Harrisburg is close to me also because I spent a lot of time there.
Now, you're from Mobile, Alabama. This weather here tonight at Central Islip is unfamiliar to the local folks, but for you, it's just a normal summer day. You've donned football gear and this stuff, so baseball, it's hot, but not unbearable for you.
I actually had that thought walking onto the field. I was like, in football, it's way hotter than this because you got pads on, you got a helmet on. It's usually like this at 7 o'clock in the morning and then gets worse throughout the day. But it is hot. Don't get me wrong. It is hot. You do need to stay hydrated. But in Mobile, this is like a mild summer day.
And Mobile is such a town with such a great baseball history. It's known first and foremost as being the hometown of Hank Aaron. But you look back through history, Willie McCovey, Satchel Paige, Early Wynn, a lot of Hall of Famers have come from the city of Mobile, Alabama, or the surrounding areas. So there's got to be certainly a sense of baseball history there.
Baseball history and just sports in general. If you look at the alumni that we have out of Mobile, Alabama, you'd be surprised in football and baseball and basketball who has come out of Mobile, Alabama. Especially on that panhandle, there's a lot of, I don't want to say forgotten talent, but there's a lot of talent that people don't realize came from that area, that panhandle area. So, I mean, it's just good to be from there, and I'm just glad to contribute.
Great town as long as you're not dodging hurricanes, right?
I mean, everybody laughs about that, but when we see a hurricane on the radar, we just kind of like get the food ready, get the generators ready, and then it's like, you're off for a couple of days because it's going to rain, power might go out. But for the most part, when we see hurricane on the radar, we're just like, great, it's going to rain for a few days, and then we move on with our lives.
Well, Destin, thanks for taking time out tonight. Good luck. You get the start in right field, and enjoy playing tonight, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Destin Hood joining me tonight on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Starting lineups come your way next on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Hi, Adam Gockenauer back with you again to tell you about some of the great offers we have for you all season long. Stop in every day to register for a team-signed Barnstormers jersey. No purchase necessary. One lucky winner will win this very special jersey at the end of the season. Did you know we also have the best deals on the full line of Weber gas grills? Hey, mention this ad and receive free delivery on every Weber grill you purchase during the season. The best brands at the best prices, Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a place with thousands of stories to be told. It's a place to relive baseball's greatest moments and share them with future generations. It's a place to experience the game and how it has shaped our history. Cooperstown is a destination with something for the entire family. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown at baseballhall.org.
Welcome back from Bethpage Ballpark and Central Islip on Long Island. The Lancaster Barnstormers taking on the Long Island Ducks this evening. This is game 3 of a 4-game series. Long Island captured the doubleheader last night, 9-5 in the opener, 2-1 in the nightcap. For the Barnstormers this evening, Michael Martinez will again lead off. He'll be at shortstop. Batting number 2 is the designated hitter, Caleb Gindel. Joe Trdoslavich will bat third and be at third base. The cleanup hitter is the left fielder, Andrew Aplin. Destin Hood is in right field batting 5th. The first baseman batting 6th is Casey Hobson. Parker Morin will bat 7th to do the catching. The second baseman hitting 8th is Zach Shank. Darian Sanford with the start in center field, batting 9th in the order. Kyle Davies will be on the hill tonight. Davies 4-7 with a 3.56 earned run average. For Long Island, Ezekiel Carrero will lead off and play left. The center fielder batting second is Ray Fuentes. TJ Rivera is batting third. He's playing third base. The cleanup batter is the designated hitter, Hector Sanchez. Daniel Fields will bat 5th and play right. The second baseman batting 6th is LJ Mazzilli. David Washington will bat in the number 7 slot and play first base. The catcher hitting 8th is a newcomer, Nick Garland. He's a local guy, a D1 player who has a very limited amount of professional playing time. A couple of at-bats for the Normal Corn Belters last year, and he was 1 for 16 in the Gulf Coast League with the Pittsburgh Pirates earlier this year. Garland catching and batting 8th. They are going to basically audition him tonight. And Vladimir Frias is the shortstop for the Long Island Ducks. He is batting number 9. Joe Iorio with the start is 4-1 with a 3.42 earned run average. He's given up 9 hits, 4 runs in 7 innings against the Barnstormers. Davies had his worst start the other time he pitched here on Long Island. He gave up 8 hits and 6 runs in 5 1/3 innings. back in the month of June. That's our pitching matchup. Those are our starting lineups here this evening at Bethpage Ballpark, a sweltering night on Long Island. We'll have play-by-play baseball coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F-Sport crossovers are crafted for those who were made for the city. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Welcome back from Bethpage Ballpark, where the heat indices have climbed as high as 111 degrees today. Right now, we are starting to cool down. Nobody is running for the scarves and the mittens yet, though. It's down to 92 degrees air temperature, 105 heat index as we get tonight's game underway. I'm thankful for the sake of the field personnel that tomorrow's game is 5:05. Instead of, say, a 1:05 start here on Long Island, it would be almost unbearable to be out there in the middle of the afternoon tomorrow. And then everything's supposed to break starting tomorrow night. Monday, here on the East Coast, is supposed to be very pleasant. Once the rains clear out, we should have very nice weather over the course of the week. Got a homestand coming up, Somerset and Southern Maryland coming in, and we can enjoy Barnstormers baseball at Clipper Magazine Stadium with seemingly at least until next Sunday, as the forecast is right now, without a threat of rain. So come on out, make the Barnstormers part of your plans over the next several days and cheer this ball club on. Obviously, it's not been a great year for Barnstormers baseball on the field. We can all stipulate to that. Are better days ahead? Perhaps. And we look forward to that. We hope to see more ball games like we saw Thursday night. The Barnstormers beating the High Point Rockers 5-3, an incredibly well-played game by this Barnstormers ball club. Ross Peoples and Wally Backman exchange the lineup cards at home plate. Bill Worthington will be at the plate tonight. Jorge Terran is the first base umpire. Warren Nicholson will be making the calls over on the third base side as we take on the Ducks for the third game of this 4-game series. We do not know, the Ducks do not know, what happened to Silvio Martinez. He left after the first game of the doubleheader tonight. Bill Worthington, who we see far more often down our way, has jumped in to take over in the middle of this crew and jumped in. He is at home plate here this evening. The color guards are poised and ready to go on both sides of the diamond. The Long Island Ducks will be hitting the field before too much longer. They have played their hype video, which simply put is the calls of all their championships that they have won here, whether division titles or league titles over now the 19 previous years of Long Island Ducks baseball. You hear Mike Pollock, you hear Chris King on the calls for the Long Island Ducks championships. The Barnstormers have won 2 championships and have gotten to the finals only 3 times over the years. You'd like to hope the Barnstormers can get back to the playoffs and back to the championship series, especially last year, that gnawing feeling of emptiness that was left with this franchise for not getting to the championship series in 2018. It was all set up for this ball club, a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the 7th inning at Sugar Land in Game 5, and sort of like last night here, everything just started to unravel, and the Barnstormers could not find a way to get crucial outs, but they were still up 5-2 going into the bottom of the 9th inning, and that's really when everything came apart at the screws. And of course, eventually Sugar Land went on to win that game in 10 innings by a final score of 10-6. The personnel are in place. The introductions go on here seemingly forever, and I try to keep one ear tuned to the public address announcer at Bethpage Ballpark for the announcement to please rise, and now here we'll send you down to the field.
You see by the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight on the ramparts we watched. We're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, through the night, that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
The national anthem this evening at Bethpage Ballpark as the Lancaster Barnstormers take on the Long Island Ducks, Game 3 of a 4-game series. This is our final visit to Bethpage Ballpark in the 2019 regular season. Obviously, it will take some doing for the Barnstormers to return here for a championship series. Lancaster almost has to win the second half. And at the outset of play tonight, 8 games into the second half, the Barnstormers find themselves trailing the York Revolution by 5 in the Freedom Division. Joe Iorio on the hill for the Long Island Ducks tonight. He's a Florida native, 5'11", and 195 pounds, 27 years of age. He has never pitched in a major league organization. Iorio has come out of the Frontier League. He bounced around there for a while. He was with the Washington Wild Things and the Southern Illinois Miners before moving to the River City Rascals. And all of a sudden, in his 4th season in the Frontier League, Iorio put it all together a year ago. His numbers were mind-blowing. In 49 and the third innings, he allowed 36 hits, 8 earned runs. He walked 7, struck out 55, but he was about to hit the Frontier League age limit. And the Long Island Ducks wisely picked him up during the offseason. He has come here and he has done admirably. 68 hits allowed in 68 and a third innings. He has given up 27 runs, 26 earned. Iorio has walked 14 and he has struck out 48. The record 4-1, and the earned run average is 3.42. Backing him up defensively tonight, TJ Rivera will once again make the start at third base. He, in the midst of the second game last night, leading off the 6th inning as the Barnstormers were trying to rally from one down, made a great diving backhanded play against Joe Turdoslavich to keep Joe from his 3rd double of the game and keep the Barnstormers from moving the tying run into scoring position to start off that 6th inning. Michael Martinez leading off tonight for the Barnstormers, switch hitting shortstop, batting .267. Michael with 5 home runs and 30 driven in. He had been a very productive hitter for a good part of his stay with the Barnstormers, but now does not have an RBI since July 5th. First pitch is taken for a strike. It is 0-1. Caleb Gindel, the designated hitter. Joe Terdoslavich, the third baseman, scheduled to follow. Defense straight away against Martinez. Iorio working from the far third base side of the rubber, delivers, and Martinez pounds this deep to right center field. Fuentes going back. He's got to play just ahead of the warning track and makes the catch. 1 out in the top of the first inning. Martinez with a lot of fly ball outs in recent weeks. His average has started to dip, and it's not that he's being beaten on his at-bats, but a lot of those 300 to 320-foot fly ball outs that really don't mean a whole lot over the course of a baseball game. Here is Caleb Gindel, the Barnstormers' designated hitter. Gindel 2 for 4 with a triple in game 1 last night, but he was collared by the left-hander Darren Downs. He grounded out all 3 trips in game 2. 301 for the year, a dozen home runs, a club-leading 54 driven in. He knocks this out the left field. That'll fall for a base hit. Off the end of Gindel's bat, the Barnstormers have a 1-out base runner here in the first inning. Joe Terdoslavich coming in. Terdoslavich really had a splendid doubleheader last night, at least at the plate. Mixed reviews in the field, but at the plate, 5 for 6, 2 doubles, 3 runs batted in, and awarded a walk for bolting to first base on a pitch that got away, or as I like to call it, a Z. Terdoslavich digging in. Gindel, the base runner, being held by Washington. The pitch to Joe is a strike on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Andrew Applin, the left fielder, waits on deck. Infield for the white-capped Long Island Ducks, stationed at double play depth. They've got the white hats on. The jerseys are black. Barnstormers decked out once again in red. No balls and a strike. Swinging a foul back. Terdoslavich bats 0-2 against Joe Iorio. It made one previous start against this Barnstormers ball club. Comes to the set, steps off, and chases Gindel back to first base. And you do have to step off completely now before you make that move to first base. Next offering, bounce to short. With it is Frias. They'll get the out at second, and that is it. The ball was not hit sharply enough for L.J. Mazzilli to make the pivot and throw on. Terdoslavich safe on the fielder's choice. Gindel is erased 6-4. Andrew Applin will come to the plate with 2 outs and a runner on. Earlier this year, and really it continued into last night when you stop to think about it, the Barnstormers did nothing but lose close games to the Ducks. And that really continued here last night. A walk-off grand slam, but basically that's a 1-run game. The ball stays in the ballpark. It ends 6-5 instead of 9-5. Second game, 2-1. First pitch here is a strike to Applin on the inner part of the plate. It is 0-1. But the Barnstormers now have lost 5 one-run games to Long Island this season. They're 2-10 in the season series. Foul ball back by Applin, and Iorio out there throwing strikes, which is what he does. Gets ahead of Andrew at no balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs with a runner on here in the first inning. Josh Bell coaching first. Ross Peoples coaching third. The Barnstormers have not been crushed in the season series. It's not like been like the High Point series, but they just can't seem to find a way to win games. Applin goes the other way. A line drive base hit into left center field. Terdoslavich is going to sprint toward third. He challenges the arm of Fuentes. That throw is offline, and Applin sneaks behind at the second. The Barnstormers with a 2-out threat. Terdoslavich to third. Applin, who is starting to bang out base hits with greater frequency, arrives at second base. And here is our pregame guest, Destin Hood, who is just 2 for 25 at the outset. He has 1 home run. He has driven in 2. 2 hits in the inning for the Barnstormers, but here is where the proof will lie. Either you have a no-run 2-hit inning, or perhaps a couple of runs inside and high to Destin. It is ball one, no strikes. Casey Hobson waits on deck. Both of Destin's hits have produced a run. Iorio with the 1-0, snaps it across for a strike. The count levels at 1 apiece. Hood 0 for 3 in game 2 last night as the designated hitter. He struck out twice and flied to right. That fly ball actually helped set up the Barnstormers' run. Terdoslavich off third, Applin off second, 1-1 pitch, fastball upstairs, ball 2 and a strike. As Destin told us on the dugout report, he really didn't swing a bat because of the back problem that he had for 7 or 8 months. Really has come into this pretty cold. Iorio works 2-1. Hood swings and misses. The pitch was away, and that's how teams have been working Destin. The count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Terdoslavich, the runner at third, Applin at second. Barnstormers have swung the bats perfectly well here in the first inning, but the question is, can they parlay this into a run? Here comes the 2-2 on Hood. He reaches for it and misses. The pitch was out of the zone, down and away. Hood has struck out in the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Barnstormers maroon 2 in scoring position. We will head to the bottom half of the first inning. Lancaster nothing, Long Island is coming up.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team, and through training, preparing, working together like a team in an emergency, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. It's time you stepped up to bat to hit a home run for your local Lancaster County Fire Company. Go to becomeafirefighter.org, sign up, and take a swing for the fences. Join the Lancaster County Fire Service team.
Enjoy baseball and stay in shape. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great package for our more experienced fans to do both. The Silver Stormers package is open to all fans 55 and above. Get a ticket to all Tuesday home games. Take a walk around our beautiful stadium during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And get a Silver Stormers t-shirt to sport to all of these events. The Silver Stormers is presented by A&E Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Sign up today at the stadium or at LancasterBarnstormers.com.
Ezekiel Carrera leads off for Long Island in the bottom of the first inning, a .318 hitter with 1 home run and 7 runs driven in. Facing right-hander Kyle Davies, the veteran with the gray beard. Davies is 35 years of age. He'll turn 36 in about a month and a half from McDonough, Georgia. 6'1", 210 pounds. His first pitch of the night is a strike at the knees. It is 0-1 on Carrera. Ray Fuentes and TJ Rivera scheduled to follow. Davies loves to work in a hurry. Next pitch is popped up foul that will carry to the seats on the third base side. It is 0-2. We'll never forget that battle between Kyle and Darrell Thompson on a Sunday afternoon at Clipper Magazine Stadium. 1 hour, 59 minutes for a full 9 innings. 0-2. Davies back with a breaking ball that is cut on and missed. Carrera strikes out to start off the ball game. Strikeout number 60 for Kyle on the year to go along with 21 walks. He's given up 86 hits and 83 in the third innings coming into tonight. 4-7 with a 3.56 ERA. His other start here on Long Island, he lost 7-4 back on June 23rd. Davies gave up 8 hits and 6 runs in 5 1/3 innings that night, and it was highly uncharacteristic to watch him walk 5 in his 5 1/3 innings. Other than that, 16 walks in 78 innings. So for a second, we've got a bit of a hold up in the game. 1 out, nobody on. And the pitch to Fuentes is low and away for a ball, 1-0. Lancaster had a chance in the top of the inning. Singles by Gindel and Applin gave the Barnstormers an opportunity. High pop fly out the left. Coming on is Applin in back of Michael Martinez. Andrews there. Fuentes is retired. 2 up and 2 down for Davies. TJ Rivera, the third baseman, will come to the plate. Well, after watching the waning innings of the Mets and the Giants here on Long Island last night, Jacob deGrom, 7 shutout innings. Once again, not awarded a win. Giants won it in 10 innings, 1-0. Today, the Mets, the last I looked, were up 8-1. Either Kyle Davies or Buddy Bauman could qualify as the Jake deGrom of the Atlantic League. But with deGrom, for 2 years in a row, it's to the point of absurdity. First pitch in for a strike from Davies. He's ahead of Rivera, 0-1. The man just gets no run support. Cy Young and under 500 record. Breaking ball gets there. Strike 2 on Rivera. Davies off to a very hot start here tonight. 2 outs, nobody on. In the bottom of the first inning, 0-2. The count to the former Met, TJ Rivera. Facing the former Brave and Royal, Kyle Davies. I think he sometimes likes to talk more about his one appearance with the New York Yankees than the long stretches with the other two. Fastball high and tight. Rivera gets chased. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Not meant to hit him, just meant to knock him back off the plate a little bit. And a 1-2 breaking ball spins outside and low. He wouldn't chase. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Throw the up and in, come back down and away with a breaking ball. One generally will set up the other pretty well. It did not here. Target set by Moore, and here's a 2-2. Ground ball shortstop. It stays low. Coming in for it is Martinez. He will fire on for the out. Davies posts a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom half of the first. He needs just 10 pitches to do it, where he'll head to the second. The Barnstormers and Long Island Ducks scoreless here at Bethpage.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Casey Hobson leads off the second for the Barnstormers, batting .220 with a dozen home runs. He has driven in 44. Lancaster wrapped out a couple of singles, both to the opposite field. Left-handed batters off Iorio in the first inning. Hobson turns on one and hammers it foul down the right field side. It is 0-1. The ball disappearing over the end of the seating bowl here at Bethpage Ballpark. Never had a chance to stay fair. 0-1 to Hobson. Casey, who historically has torn apart the Long Island Ducks, not having as much success this go-around. Foul ball away. It is 0-2. He is 8 for 36 in the season series. He does have 2 home runs versus Long Island. Iorio's ahead of him at no balls and 2 strikes. Hobson mired in a deep slump. We've seen these from him over the last couple of years, and just when you think it might never end, all of a sudden he turns around and gets unconscionably hot. And the Barnstormers are looking for him to enter one of those spells sometime soon. A ball inside and low, 1-2. He's 4 out of his last 40 with the 1 home run he hit the other night against High Point. Made the most out of that one. 3-run shot. Here's the 1-2 from Iorio. High fly ball to right center field. Fuentes and Fields converge. The right fielder Fields with the grab. 1 out in the top of the second inning. Catcher Parker Morin will come to the plate. Morin is at 274 with 2 home runs, 11 runs batted in. He caught the first game last night and had quite a nice game at the plate. He walked twice, lined to center, scored 2 runs, stole a base. Overall, 274 for Morin on the season. Joe Iorio has got 2 fly ball outs, 1 ground ball out, 1 strikeout around the 2 Barnstormers singles. Here's a pitch to Morin. It's off the outside corner. Ball 1, no strikes. Second baseman Zach Shank waits on deck. The Barnstormers trying to bridge the gap between the departure of Dan Gamache to the Oakland organization and the return of Melvin Mercedes. And I would imagine Melvin will be playing second base on an everyday basis. I haven't even bothered to ask Ross. It seems so totally natural that that's the plan. And hopefully Melvin will be active for the upcoming homestand. He's been with the ball club. He's been taking infield batting practice. He has been coaching first base a lot. Ball 2 is high and inside to Morin. 2 balls and a strike. And we all look forward to Melvin being back on the field. It's definitely going to be an infusion of energy into the lineup. Here comes the 2-1. Morin drives a foul the other way, a little bit behind that. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shank waiting on deck. The shadows have surpassed the back of the pitcher's mound. Eventually, the sun field is right field. At this hour of day, it's both right and center here. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morin fists it foul. Same direction as the last. 2 balls, 2 strikes, continuing to the Lancaster catcher. 1 out, bases cleared, top of the second inning at Bethpage Ballpark, a scoreless battle. The Barnstormers just looking for 1 win and then seeing what they can do to build off that. Here is the 2-2. Ball 3 is high to Parker. And again, he's gone to a full count. Morin has displayed an outstanding eye in the games he has played in this series. Iorio doesn't walk many. He's gone the distance on Morin here. The 3-2, swinging a high pop fly down the left field side, charging over the left fielder Carrera into foul territory. He makes the catch. That's the 2nd out. Zach Shank will come to the plate. Shank, the second baseman, batting 195 with 7 runs batted in. I talked about this last night, how Shank seems to be in that Tyler Bortnick mold from last year, that he just can't get the average above 200. He keeps getting close, keeps getting to 199, maybe 201 at the start of a game, and slips back into the 190s. A pitch, a fastball up and away. Ball 1, no strikes from Iorio with 2 outs, nobody on base here in the second inning. Defense is fanned out for the Ducks. To Shank, a swing and a miss. Fastball was away from him. The count levels at 1-1. It seems odd to have a Long Island Ducks team without John Brownell here, but he was more or less a Kevin Baez guy. He's back in the American Association, still added as Brownell. Threw a shutout the other day. Foul tipped at the plate. Shank batting at 1-2. The Ducks have managed just fine without him. They decided this year to go with a full-time pitching coach, and right now it's not Ed Lynch anymore. They parted ways. It's Rick Tomlin who has come in and taken over the role, working with Wally Backman. Lou Ford is, of course, a player coach on the hitting side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Shank with a check swing, and he gets rung up by the first base umpire, Jorge Teran. Shank is gone on strikes. Iorio retires the side in order. In the top of the second inning, we're at the end of 1.5, and there is still no score.
There's a new force in town. Know any young baseball fans? Make sure they're a part of the Storm Force Kids Club presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids receive 12 field box tickets. To go with the tickets, the Storm Force members will get a backpack, a t-shirt, an invitation to Silo's birthday party, and a chance to meet Barnstormer players over a bowl of ice cream, plus a lot more. What's better than that? Sign up at LancasterBarnstormers.com or stop by the stadium to get those kids involved.
Picking one thing over the other can be hard.
Toast or avocado toast?
Ooh, 4 or 5-inch heels.
But with Pick Games from the Pennsylvania Lottery, drawn twice daily, picking's as easy as 2, 3, 4, or 5. Plus, add Wild Ball to any Pick Game for even more chances to win. It's simple.
Hey, what'll it be? Give me a pick 2, please. Oh, and add Wild Ball. I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Play Pick Games today from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Lou Ford is coaching third base for tonight's game. Hector Sanchez, the man in the lineup. And in fact, Sanchez is batting cleanup tonight. He's the designated hitter for Long Island. I've not met Hector Sanchez, but he seems to be an extraordinarily friendly fellow. Just watching him on the field, he greeted Parker Moore and Bill Worthington stepping in. First pitch is high and wide, ball 1 from Kyle Davies. Davies retired the side in order in the bottom of the first. We're scoreless here into the second. Kyle comes back. Sanchez gets ball 2 below the knees. It is 2 balls and nothing. New baseball requested by the Barnstormers right-hander. Hector Sanchez spent a good amount of time with the San Francisco Giants. Ball hit off the hands. Backhanded play by Martinez, and Michael can make the sidearm flip across the diamond. Sanchez is a 250-pound catcher, which might give you the idea that he doesn't run well, and he doesn't. He's not James Skelton, let's put it that way. Not all catchers are slow. But Sanchez and Ramon Cabrera are not exactly speed merchants out there. One out here is Daniel Fields. What a first game he had last night. 3 hits, 2 home runs, 6 runs batted in. For a man who had only 19 runs batted in entering the game last night. First pitch just off the outside corner for a ball. It is 1-0. L.J. Mazzilli, the second baseman, waits on deck. Next pitch is launched to left center field. Going back on this is Applin. The wind may have it. Applin to the wall, and the ball bounces off the wall. It kicks back toward the infield. Sanford will pick it back up. Fields will stop at second with a 1-out double again. He goes the other way as he did for the first home run last night. This one just stayed in here. Applin was retreating, trying to gauge it, and the ball bounced out of his reach off the wall. Fields at second with just, get this, his second double of the year. He has 12 home runs and 2 triples, but that's only his second double. His numbers just don't make any sense. They're a baseball anomaly, but in any event, Fields having a great series here against the Barnstormers. He's at second with 1 out. L.J. Mazzilli comes to the plate. Mazzilli batting .279 with 19 doubles, 6 home runs. He has driven in 35. The pitch is driven down the right field line. That ball is slicing, and that ball lands foul to the disappointment of the good turnout tonight here at Long Island. I would imagine that the bulk of these seats are sold for this evening's ball game, but with this extraordinary and fortunately only about 2 to 3 day heat wave, folks just didn't come out tonight to the extent I think they would have otherwise. Fireworks after the game, usually it's a packed house here on Long Island. The heat indices continue to slip downward toward 100 as we go through the evening. No balls, 1 strike to Mazzilli. Davies ready to go. Breaking ball, check swing, and a foul to the backstop. 0-2. Parker Morin still hustled after it to be sure, because the Barnstormers are fully clued in to the wonderful world of the Z. They've been victimized once, they've done it twice. But the one time they were victimized, that run scored. The 2 times they've done it, no, hasn't happened. No balls, 2 strikes to Mazzilli. Bouncing around off second is Fields. Davies checks him, comes with a breaking ball, and that is strike 3 called on the outside corner. L.J. Mazzilli goes down looking. Kyle Davies with his second strikeout. Now David Washington comes to the plate. David, polar opposites Washington. Man who is second in the league in home runs and is on his way to an Atlantic League strikeout record. 2 outs, Fields at second base, and to Washington, big swing and a miss. It is no balls and 1 strike. Against the Barnstormers, however, he has 11 hits and only 1 of them has left the ballpark. He's batting .367 in the season series. Big left-handed hitter who's good defensively and runs well. But boy, does he strike out a lot. Here's the pitch. Washington looks at a fastball up and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The youngster, Nick Garland, waits on deck. And lest you think that the Barnstormers would be able to exploit him, think Frank Nigro. Washington turns on it, lines a base hit into right center field. Fields is going to come around to score, and David Washington with another single against the Barnstormers puts the Ducks in the lead. 1-0 here in the bottom half of the second inning. A double by Fields, a single by Washington. Long Island takes the lead, and now the young catcher Nick Garland will step to the plate. Garland is a little bit older than Nigro. He is 23. Came here from the Gulf Coast League. He was 1 out of 16 in the Pirates organization. He's from the nearby community of Massapequa here on Long Island. Batting with 2 outs, David Washington, the runner at first, and the first pitch he sees in the Atlantic League is upstairs for a ball. It is 1-0. 2 hits both ways, but the Barnstormers were not able to score on their 2 hits in the first inning. 1 ball, no strikes to Garland, who's a product of Central Connecticut State. Foul ball back. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Not that this means anything to you folks, but oddly enough, the football coach, where I substitute teach during the winter, also is a product of Central Connecticut State. 1-1. Garland, a right-handed batter all the way, facing Kyle Davies, who trails tonight by a 1-0 score. Vladimir Frias in the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-1. It's upstairs to Garland. 2 balls and a strike now. The 2-1 popped up. Spinning around is Moore, and he will not have a play. The ball glanced off the guide wire supporting the net and deflected sideways. Folks were waiting underneath, just below my booth, ready to make the catch, and the ball hit the support wire to the net, bounced sideways to some folks who weren't necessarily expecting that to happen. 2-2, the count to Garland. The wind by Davies. The pitch spun into the dirt. Nice stop made by Morin. 3-2. So Garland is forced a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Washington will be taking off. Here's the payoff pitch. Bounce back to the hill. Good stop made by Kyle Davies. He flips to first. Garland retired. 1 run on 2 hits with no errors and a man left. We're done with 2, and the Ducks emerge into the lead. Long Island is up 1-0.
Don't strike out when in need of new appliances for your home. Come to Gockenauer's in East Petersburg and see what buying from a hometown dealer is all about. We offer the best brands at the best prices, plus deliver, install, and service everything we sell. Don't get burned by another chain store taking your money and then going out of business. Come to the place who has been helping Lancaster County for 70 years. Your hometown dealer, making the best brands better. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Darian Sanford steps into the box to lead off the top of the 3rd inning. Darian down to 231 with 14 runs batted in. The first pitch is taken high. That is ball 1, no strikes. From Joe Iorio, doing battle with Kyle Davies here tonight. Each team has sent 8 men to the plate. Each team has 2 hits. Each team has struck out twice, but it's the Ducks leading 1-0. Swing and a miss by Sanford. The count levels at 1 each. Barnstormers 0 for 1 with a runner in scoring position. And Long Island is 1 out of 2 in that category. The difference, the double by Daniel Fields, helping to set up that lone run Long Island has on the board. Sanford drags a bunt up the first baseline. Washington will have it, and Sanford able to dive around the tag, and he is ruled out for being out of the baseline, and this will engender an argument on the part of the Barnstormers. They said he went outside the lane to avoid the tag of David Washington. So it's going to be 3 unassisted on the out. The call made by Jorge Teran. Ross Peoples comes over to inquire on Darian's behalf. Darian hit the deck and more or less crawled to first base as Washington swung and missed over the top. Josh Bell in on the argument. He's asking for help out of the plate umpire, Bill Worthington. And Ross Peoples is carrying on the Barnstormers case with Teran over at first base. Sanford ruled out for running out of the baseline. And we have 1 down in the 3rd inning, bringing on Michael Martinez, the shortstop. Martinez fly to deep center, his first time up. It was an exciting play, but unfortunately, Darian couldn't quite outrun the baseball, so he had to do something to get out of the way of David Washington. So he hit the deck, literally was on all fours. The tag was missed. He crawled around it, but they said he went too far wide. They'll give you some leeway on that, but apparently Teran felt that Darian had taken too much leeway. It is ball one, no strikes to Michael Martinez. Caleb Gindel waits on deck. The wind and the delivery. Breaking ball is a strike to the inside corner. Martinez bats at 1-1. And here the Barnstormers again having trouble generating offense. Sanford laid down a pretty decent bunt, not a perfect one. Martinez, a line drive, up for it goes Mazzilli, and he makes a wonderful leaping catch for out number 2. 2 are gone in the inning, and it will bring on Gindel. Barnstormers have run into a lot of that lately also. Hard hit outs right at people, and Mazzilli showing he's got some springs in his legs. 2 gone, Gindel steps in. Caleb punched a single into left field back in the first inning. Iorio ready to go. The pitch to Caleb is outside. It is ball 1 and no strikes. Iorio has retired 6 batters in a row. There have been some balls hit hard, a couple foul last inning. To Gindel, good-looking swing, but a foul ball right back into the net. The count levels at a ball and a strike. The Barnstormers, though, when away from home, have not been able to use the home run as much of a weapon. Lancaster only with 15 home runs away from Clipper Magazine Stadium all year. Squibber foul by Gindel. The count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Barnstormers team OPS on the road, for those of you who are a fan of this statistic, and it certainly is growing on me, 657. That's incredibly low. 1 and 2. Fastball is high. Gindel will bat at 2 balls and 2 strikes. At home, it's all right, 743. That's, I guess, about Atlantic League average over the years. Would be 743. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gindel with 2 outs, nobody on base. And to Caleb. It is inside from Iorio. Full count pitch coming. Joe Turdoslavich, the Barnstormers on deck batter. 1-0 Long Island. We're playing the top half of the 3rd inning at Bethpage Ballpark. The shadows continue to creep out toward the outfield here. Gindel has to do the limbo. He gets out of the way, ball 4. Iorio issues his first of the night, only his 15th of the season in 71 innings. Turdoslavich will step in. Joe bounced into a force play, 6-4, back in the first inning. Lancaster with a 2-out base runner here in the 3rd. And you're still looking at the need for a defensive mishap, an extra base hit, or 2 base hits to get the run home. Iorio to a low set position, and he delivers outside to Turdoslavich. Ball 1, no strikes. I believe that's 4 in a row out of the zone. Served up by Iorio. The Barnstormers now with their 3rd base runner of the game. Here's the 1-0. Turdoslavich hits this ball well the other way. Going back on it is Carrera. And he will make the catch on the warning track. Just not enough. The Barnstormers coming close to scoring throughout the ball game, but when all is said and done, nothing's on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on base. Turdoslavich coming within 3 or 4 feet of the wall. A bit of a lunge to the catch by Ezekiel Carrera, and we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. Long Island is leading 1-0.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a place with thousands of stories to be told. It's a place to relive baseball's greatest moments and share them with future generations. It's a place to experience the game and how it has shaped our history. Cooperstown is a destination with something for the entire family. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown at baseballhall.org.
Enjoy baseball and dinner package weeknights at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Monday nights feature an all-you-can-eat pig roast in the Howler Pavilion, courtesy of Hess's Barbecue. Tuesday night is all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs in the pavilion, or all-you-can-eat tacos in the Bobby Rahal Lexus Suite. Wednesday nights are Wiener Wednesdays with $1 Burke's hot dogs from the main concession stands, or all-you-can-eat wings from Joe's Wings and Wieners upstairs. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets, or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
Vladimir Frias will start off the bottom of the third for the Long Island Ducks. Vladimir hitting .208 for the year with 3 homers. He has driven in 11 in there every day for Wally Backman. He loves him defensively. This ball is elevated to right center field and hit away. Sanford going back into the gap, makes the catch, and then bounces up off the wall, as he often does, to put on the brakes. Frias retired, 1 out. Darian went an unbelievably long way to catch that ball, but Hood didn't pick it up off the bat right away. He's in the tough sun field, and the ball was up quite a ways. It gave Darian time. He just raced over, made the grab. First pitch breaking ball inside to Ezekiel Carrera. I guess that was ruled a strike. 0-1. Bit of a hesitation there on the part of Bill Worthington. 0-1 pitch. This does miss. And it is 1-1 on the left-handed batting left fielder. A strikeout victim on 3 pitches his first time up. Foul ball back to the screen. Makes it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long Island with the 1-0 lead, a 2-out RBI single by David Washington. In the bottom of the second, the difference, the Barnstormers swinging the bats well. They can't get anything to fall in. This ball club has an amazing knack at hitting fly balls 10 feet short of the fences that are caught. They've done it so often lately. Turdoslavich just managed. 1-2. Carrera pokes it the other way, finds the hole, a base hit to left field. Great piece of hitting for Ezekiel Carrera, who has come in here and done a marvelous job as Long Island's leadoff batter. 1 out with the runner on. Ray Fuentes comes to the plate. Fuentes fly to Andrew Applin and shallow left center field back in the first inning. Long Island now with a third base hit. Wasn't at all a bad pitch from Davies, but Carrera was able to stick the bat out and beat him. What I like to think of as a Wade Boggs base hit. Or you could add Rod Carew or Tony Gwynn. Those magicians with the bat that seem to be falling out of favor with the powers that be in the game of baseball today. Called second strike. It is 0-2. I mean, is there a player around today of that cloth? Those guys who would hit 330, 340, but maybe only 4 or 5 home runs, 25 or 30 doubles, but they were always on base. Could even add somebody like Pete Rose into that category. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Fuentes down on strikes. Davies with his third, 2 outs. TJ Rivera will come to the plate.
Number 14, TJ Rivera.
I personally would rather watch Tony Gwynn or Rod Carew or Wade Boggs. And Boggs hit home runs later on in his life, but I would rather watch a Rod Carew than a Dave Kingman. I mean, the long home runs are fun, but if you don't get those players air condition the ballpark. Ground ball to the hole, cut off by Turdoslavich. He's got the long throw, and he can't get it there. He pulls Hobson off the bag. Rivera likely to be awarded an infield base hit on it. Turdoslavich cut it off in front of Michael Martinez. Spun and fired to first base, but his throw wasn't on line. It is indeed an infield single Hector Sanchez, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. He grounded out to Martinez back in the second inning. It's 2 outs and 2 on. The Ducks now with 4 hits. Neither one this inning has been hit terribly hard, but they've both been beautifully placed by the Long Island batters. Davies goes to work on Sanchez. The first offering up and away. Ball 1, no strikes. Long Island already leading 1-0, and they're a 2-out RBI base hit from extending the lead. Carrera runs pretty well still. He's the man at second. Rivera behind him at first. The 1-0 pitch is ball 2 off the outside corner to the DH Sanchez. 2-0. Daniel Fields is on deck. Davies glances around to Sanchez. 2-0, look out. This ball is slammed to right center field. Way back it goes, and the walls will not contain it. Hector Sanchez with a 3-run home run, and the Barnstormers find themselves trailing 4-0. Barnstormers didn't make the play on the previous ground ball, and this entire series, something like that has led to disaster. And Sanchez with just his 5th home run of the year, and it's 4-0 in favor of Long Island. And you hate to say it, but it's like, here we go again. It's Barnstormer Groundhog Day. Bill Murray's going to be showing up as my color commentator. Daniel Fields steps in. He doubled and scored last inning. Davies has had fits in his 2 starts in this ballpark anyway. Here's the motion, and he twirls it to the inside corner for a called strike on Fields. It is 0-1. 4-0 Long Island, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Davies dissects the zone with another breaking ball. He's ahead of Fields 0-2. The Barnstormers have been hitting baseballs well, not scoring. An infield base hit sets the stage. There's a swing and a miss by Fields. He is quickly dispatched on 3 pitches, but Hector Sanchez with a 3-run homer jumps the Long Island Ducks into a big lead. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, nobody left, and we're done with 3 here at Bethpage Ballpark. Long Island leading by a score of 4-0.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team too, through training, preparing, and working together like a team. When an emergency occurs, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. Maybe it's time you stepped up to bat and offered to hit a home run for your community. Go to becomeafirefighter.org and sign up. You won't regret taking a swing for the fences. Join the fire service team.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F-Sport crossovers, crafted for the new frontier. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
Here's Andrew Applin to lead off the Barnstormers half of the 4th inning. 4 runs, 5 hits, no errors, 1 left for the Ducks. For the Barnstormers, no runs on 2 hits with no errors, 3 runners left on base. Applin leading off. He has the loudest base hit, or the louder of the 2 for the Barnstormers so far tonight. Solid line drive into left center. Joe Iorio works at the knees for a called strike. It is 0-1. A 4-run Long Island lead. We'll see if the Barnstormers can do something to fight back in this game. Next delivery to the outside corner very quickly. Applin trails here 0-2. What kind of an attack What kind of an approach are the Barnstormers going to take the rest of the way tonight? And it's worth seeing. Applin tries to hold on the swing. He does, says Warren Nicholson. Ball 1 and 2 strikes the count. We're into the 4th inning. Ball game a little over 50 minutes old. What has happened quickly. Applin digging back in with a count of 1-2. Defense set straight away. Here's the pitch. Andrew cracks a ground ball foul past Josh Bell in the coach's box. 1-2 with a man from Vallejo, California. Major college product. We have had a few on the ball club this year, perhaps more in past seasons. A lot of players from Louisiana State in days gone by. 1-2 is on the way. Applin checks, ball 2 below the knees. 2-2. Applin from Arizona State facing Iorio, who went to the University of North Florida. South Florida and Central Florida are far more well known. Here's a 2-2. Driven to right center field. Sprinting over on it is Fuentes. He dives and he makes the spectacular catch. Can you believe it? Another one. Applin retired on a beauty of a play by Ray Fuentes. Destin Hood, the right fielder, will come to the plate. He went down swinging his first time up. It's almost to the point where it's becoming comical. The number of incredible catches made against the Barnstormers in recent weeks when they need something to spark the offense. Here's a pitch to Destin Hood. Breaks across for a strike, 0-1. It's almost to the point where it is mind-blowing. And maybe it's just because the ball club's losing, you keep trying to explain it. I keep trying to explain it. And the truth is, it's my job to sit here and try to explain it, and I can't explain it. I can no more explain this season than I can explain nuclear physics or microbiology. Actually, I've got a better chance at microbiology, I think. Ball 1 is low and outside, 1-2. How about the formation of DNA? I cannot explain that either. I can kind of explain how it works if you give me a chance. 1-2, inside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hood. Casey Hobson, the first baseman, waits on deck. Long Island with a 4-0 lead in the top of the 4th inning. Lancaster without a hit since the first. Hood knocks a foul out of play to the right. 2 balls, 2 strikes continuing. And Ross is going to have to make a decision. And this is not going to sound good coming from me right now. As Hood awaits the 2-2 and slams this toward left center field. Over on it goes Carrera, and he makes a wonderful catch. Oh, good heavens. 2 outs, nobody on base, and Casey Hobson will come to the plate. Well, let's get Daniel Fields in on the act. But the point I'm going to bring up, and it doesn't sound very good right now because there's still a lot of baseball to go. But if the second half should continue to go like this, at some point, Ross has to really start thinking about 2020. And you give somebody like Destin Hood a chance to play every day. Here's a fly ball to right center field. The Barnstormers continue to tattoo baseballs. This will be hauled in at the front of the track by Fuentes, a 1-2-3 inning. How do you explain the Barnstormers not scoring that inning other than it's 2019? Nothing across on 3 extremely well-hit balls. 2 great catches are made, and we'll go to the bottom of the 4th with Long Island leading 4-0.
And Bruce, we'd like to give a special alert to the fans.
Remove the wrong piece and the whole structure might fall apart. No, I'm not talking about the Barnstormers lineup. I'm talking about the life-size Jenga game that is part of the Subaru outdoor experience down the right field line at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There's ping pong, huge dice to roll, and more. Trivia contests take place before every Saturday home game. Group bookings are available, so enjoy the games while at the game and come to the Subaru outdoor experience just below the Broken Bat deck.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
LJ Mazzilli leads off here in the bottom half of the fourth inning for the Long Island Ducks. He struck out looking his first trip, making one of the three great plays defensively against the Barnstormers in the last six batters. A leaping catch against Michael Martinez back in the third inning. Now he takes a strike from Davies. It is 0-1. Kyle has struck out 4. He hasn't walked anybody, but he's allowed 5 hits and 4 runs. Breaking ball slips past Parker Moore, and he better go after it. But LJ Mazzilli lets the opportunity for a Z go by. The Ducks seem completely unwilling to do it. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mazzilli. We haven't seen him break in several opportunities. You wonder what some hard-boiled baseball veteran like Wally Backman thinks about all these changes to the game he has been involved in for 40-plus years. Ground ball down the line at third. Backhanded stop, Terdoslavich, and he'll gun a throw across the diamond to get Mazzilli. 1 out here in the fourth. Brings on the first baseman, David Washington. He singled in the first run of this game back in the second inning. The home run by Sanchez, by the way, was the 14th 3-run homer allowed by the Barnstormers this season. They've also given up 3 grand slams. First pitch barely missing to Washington. It's 1-0. Long Island up 4-0 here in the bottom of the fourth. They've hit 3 balls hard in this game and have 4 runs on the board. Washington now takes ball 2. It's 2-0. The Barnstormers have hit 5 or 6 balls hard and don't have a run to show for it. It's this season. Swing and a miss. Washington batting at 2-1. Well, the Barnstormers lit into Iorio in the top of the fourth inning. Fuentes makes the diving catch against Applin. Carrera races over to the gap in left center, makes the lunging catch against Destin Hood. Washington fooled by a changeup, swings and misses. It's 2-2. And then Hobson hits a towering fly ball again, about to the front of the warning track. We've seen that how many times tonight? At least 2. 2-2 pitch inside. Washington bats at a full count, 3-2. The payoff pitch. Washington gets the walk. Now you got to look for him to gallop the second. He has stolen 14 on the year.
Darwin.
Stole his 14th as a pinch runner in Game 2 last night. Here is the youngster, Nick Garland. We mentioned his first plate appearance. He is out of Central Connecticut State, so I looked up how many Major League players have come from Central Connecticut State, and there actually is a history there, 3 of them. And I know you're going to be familiar with 2 if you're a fan of the Atlantic League and a fan of the Phillies, because the second one was Ricky Bottalico, and the third was former New Britain closer Evan Scribner. There goes Washington, the pitch. put into play, bounce slowly to third, charging in Ternaslovich. He will cut down Garland 5-3. Washington ahead to second, 2 outs in the inning. Vladimir Frias will come to the plate with a chance to add to the Long Island Coffers.
Vladimir Frias.
The first, and I remember the guy vaguely, was a fella by the name of Skip Jutze, Jutze, who played in the major leagues from 72 to 77. They've only had baseball at Central Connecticut State since 1958. Runner at second base. Frias takes the ball low. He flied out to deep center, back in the third inning, and they're really right center field. A lot of ground covered by Darian Sanford on that play. Leading off second is Washington to Frias. He swings and belts the ball deep to right center field. Going back is Hood, going back is Sanford, and Hood will play that off the wall. Coming around to score Washington, and at second is Frias, and it is a 5-0 game. Vladimir Frias launching a double to right field. Bring on the top of the order Ezekiel Carrera, who is 1 for 2 with a run scored. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing. Bottom half of the fourth inning. By saying looking ahead to 2020, guys that you think might be coming back to Lancaster, give them time to play and see just what they can do and play them every day, like an Andrew Applin, a Destin Hood, guys who are new but came in middle of the way through, and see what they're capable of doing over the long haul. Carrera batting 0-1. The pitch bounded foul over on the first base side, 2 strikes. Frias, the runner at second base. Boy, he has sunk his teeth into a couple of pitches tonight. Wow. 0-2. Off-speed pitch is away. Ball 1, 2 strikes the count. Skip Jutze was primarily a Houston Astro, and I did remember that. Most of his playing time coming in 1973. He's from here on Long Island, in fact. 1-2. Fastball is high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's currently 73 years of age. Central Connecticut, by the way, is in New Britain. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That snaps into the dirt. Now it's full on Carrera. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing. Bottom half of the fourth inning. He'd been drafted by the Red Sox, the Tigers, and finally signed with the Cardinals as a 4th-round pick in 1968. (3-2), first base open. Fuentes on deck. Davies will bring it home. It's grounded on the first base side. It bounces off the glove of Hobson, deflecting to Shank, who can't make a play. Everybody is safe. Runners are at first and third, and will await a ruling on the Carrera ground ball. They're going to give him a base hit. Runners are at first and third with 2 outs. Ray Fuentes coming in. It looked playable for Hobson. He's a left-handed thrower. It's to his glove side. Came up a little bit. Fuentes to the plate. He is 0 for 2. With Frias at third, Carrera at first. Swing and a miss by Kyle Davies. It is 0-1. Ducks have out-hit the Barnstormers now 7-2 here tonight. 5-0 the score. Hence our delving into the life of the infamous Skip Jutz. Bouncer foul, it's 0-2. Because I can. Like I say, it's right from here on Long Island. He was a catcher. 0-2. The count on Fuentes. Frias at third. Carrera the runner at first. The pitch is hit well to right field. Destin Hood back on it. He'll be there to make the catch. And this inning is finally over. But Long Island tacks on another run with 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners are stranded this time. We will go to the top of the 5th. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel. If you want to be there, we'll get you there. New York, Washington, D.C. We service all casinos, day trips, or multi-day excursions. Lebanon's #1 tour bus company, providing monthly casino trips. Sands of Bethlehem, Resort of Atlantic City, Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. Go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call, 717-269-3124.
Parker Morin starts off the 5th inning against Joe Iorio. Morin fouled out down the left field line, back in the 2nd. This trio of Carrera, Fuentes, and Fields is certainly demonstrated it can cover a lot of territory in the outfield. They've made some great plays out there tonight. To Morin in the dirt for a ball, it is 1-0. But that's the difference between a club where things are going right and a club where things are going wrong. Morin gets ball 2. It almost bounced away from Garland. 2 balls and nothing. The good news is I'm not sure it can get much worse than the last 3 weeks or so. And the last 3 weeks has been going on more than a month. The Barnstormers are 7-28 in their last 35 games. The 2-0 pitch. Morin takes a swing, fouls it off, and gets the count to 2-1. Iorio is allowed 2 singles, both of those coming in the 1st inning. He walked Gindel in the 3rd. Those have been the only base runners. He's used the outfielders quite a bit. They have 7 putouts behind him out of the 12 outs total, and a lot of those balls have been hit pretty well. They're just not falling in. 2-1. Morin goes the other way with a foul. The count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes here. The LED lights are on. The rays of sun have climbed the walls, and we are enshrouded in dusk on this sweltering night here on Long Island. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Morin with a chopper. That is foul and played by Bell. He'll get a couple juice gums points for that. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Parker Morin, who is 6 out of 16, batting .375 when he has played against Long Island. That's a pretty good clip. 2-2 now. Iorio ready to go. This ball is laced toward left center field. Diving for it is Carrera, and this time he comes up short. The ball all the way to the wall, and Morin will scamper to second base with a leadoff double. Ezekiel Carrera looked like he was diving into the backyard pool with a running start, and he was airborne for quite a while, in fact. But he came up just short. If he had caught that ball, I think the Barnstormers would have just walked off the field and gone out and bought about 30 pacifiers for the rest of the night. Popped up on a bunt try, and there is Iorio with a spectacular diving catch in foul territory. Zach Shanks at bat is taken away. Oh, my. When was the last time you saw a pitcher catch a popped-up bunt in foul territory? Iorio came sprinting off the mound, split between Rivera and Garland, and made a spectacular diving catch. 1 out, and Donnie Pitchford, the trainer, out to check on Iorio, who may have landed on his pitching arm. What a catch, though. Good golly. What else can they do tonight? That is 4 splendid defensive plays and nearly another one on the last 8 Barnstormers hitters. But was the play worth it for Iorio? Wally Backman out there now as well. Morin the runner at second base with 1 out. Darian Sanford is due. Long Island 5 and Lancaster nothing. When Sanford was ruled to be out of the baseline on what would have otherwise been a bunt single back in the 3rd inning, nothing positive has happened for the Barnstormers really since then, except, I suppose, for the leadoff Morin double here. Sanford will try to now pick him up with a base hit as Shanks bunt. A right-handed batter nonetheless, bunting in this situation. And he pops it up over on the third base side. It didn't look like there was any chance whatsoever for a play. It's a bunt. There's not a lot of hang time on it. And Iorio showing track speed, quite a burst of speed off the mound into foul territory, making the diving catch. He's all right. Sanford steps in with Morin at second and 1 out. Man, what a play that was. Fouled away by Darian. It's no balls and a strike. Somehow I think Iorio and the outfielders are going to get together perhaps over an adult beverage or some Gatorade or something later on and bicker about who made the best defensive play in this game. They're all over. Sanford batting no balls and a strike. Morin leads off second. Here's the set and a Darian inside and low. Ball 1, strike 1. But in the meanwhile, Iorio still has a shutout working. Morin a moderate lead off second base to Sanford. A pop up to left center field, fairly shallow. Fuentes there for an easy play. That is out number 2. And brings on Michael Martinez, who's flied to nearly the warning track in right center and lined out the second on a great leaping catch by Mazzilli. I mean, what do you do if you're the Barnstormers? You just have to walk away from this and almost laugh about it. It's gotten to the point where it's silly the way these games go. The pitch to Martinez is at the knees for a called strike. It is 0-1. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Parker Morin still loitering at second base. Nobody's been able to move him ahead. to Martinez. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball, just foul outside first base, and a second strike on the Lancaster shortstop. 325 down the lines at Bethpage Ballpark, 400 to straightaway center. A very fair ballpark. We have seen home runs out of here in this series alone in both directions. But those home runs have all been hit by the Long Island Ducks. Martinez bats 0-2. Morin leads off second. Iorio to the low set to Martinez. Foul ball back. Still 2 strikes. Caleb Gindel, a designated hitter in the on-deck circle. The guys are all looking for explanations as to what's going on. Everybody's got different thoughts. Fouled away. Ranging from it all goes back to this or it all goes back to that to we're not working hard enough. We're not believing hard enough. You've heard all of those bandied about. 0-2. Ground ball on the right side, and that's scooped up by Washington. He'll make the play to Iorio covering. 3-1, and the Barnstormers are smothered offensively once again. No runs on a hit, no errors, and the runner who opened the inning with a double is left in scoring position. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning with the score. The Long Island Ducks 5 and the Lancaster Barnstormers nothing.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team, and through training, preparing, working together like a team in an emergency, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. It's time you stepped up to bat to hit a home run for your local Lancaster County Fire Company. Go to becomeafirefighter.org, sign up, and take a swing for the fences. Join the Lancaster County Fire Service team.
Enjoy baseball and stay in shape. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great package for our more experienced fans to do both. The Silver Stormers package is open to all fans 55 and above. Get a ticket to all Tuesday home games. Take a walk around our beautiful stadium during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And get a Silver Stormers t-shirt to sport to all of these events. The Silver Stormers is presented by A&E Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Sign up today at the stadium or at LancasterBarnstormers.com.
Rivera, Sanchez, and Fields, 3-4-5 here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. TJ Rivera reached on an infield base hit back in the 3rd. That was the play that may have been the difference in this game when all is said and done. It was a ground ball to the left of Joe Terdoslavich. He spun, had time for the throw, but it was wide. It was going to be a tough play. First pitch strike into him from the right-hander Kyle Davies at his 0-1. But if Davies gets that out, he's out of that inning. The 3-run home run doesn't happen. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. You almost feel like this game is a blowout, unfortunately. It's 5-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Barnstormers getting swings in, but nothing good is happening. 0-2 swings outside. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Rivera's been a nice pickup. Another one-time New York Met. They can keep bringing them here to Long Island. We're not really all that far from Citi Field. We're about maybe 35, 40 miles from the home of the Mets, which is pretty much on the same plot of land as Shea Stadium was. Of course, the historic Mets home. They started at the Polo Grounds before Shea was built. 2-2. Popped up out of play. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Rivera. And it was a little known fact. I didn't realize this for the longest time, but you could see the Polo Grounds from Yankee Stadium and vice versa. If you were at the tops of those facilities, fouled away, 2-2. They were just across, now I'd be hard-pressed to say which river, perhaps the Harlem River, from each other. Rivera pops another one up. This should stay in play. Morin chucks the mask. Parker is there, and he's got it. Rivera turned away on the 7th pitch of his at-bat here in the 5th inning. 1 gone. Hector Sanchez, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. He slugged a 3-run homer back in the 3rd. The biggest blast, the biggest blow of this game. So there are 3 extra base hits for the Long Island Ducks here tonight. Doubles by Fields and Frias as well. Long Island has scored each of the last 3 innings off of Davies. This has been his toughest ballpark to pitch. Ground ball down the line at first. It's fair. And Hobson, just for the heck of it, underhands to Davies, covering 2 outs. Casey Hobson could have taken that to the bag easily. But Davies had gotten over there, as a veteran pitcher will. Hector Sanchez was not that far down the first baseline. Here's Daniel Fields. Fields has doubled and struck out. He has a run scored. 2 outs, bases empty here in the 5th inning. Long Island up 5-0. Barnstormers haven't swung the bats poorly in this game, but my goodness, they can't get anything to fall in. First pitch to Fields is by him, a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Davies with 4 strikeouts tonight, 3 swinging, 1 looking. He comes back, breaking ball to Fields, cut on and missed. It's 0-2. Into the dirt, almost hit him. Knocked down by Morin. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. But the Polo Grounds was in Manhattan. And, of course, Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And since Manhattan as an island, as you may figure, they're separated by a river. 2-2 now. Off-speed pitch down and away to Fields. And I believe that's the Harlem River there. 2-2 is on the way. Got him swinging. Came back with an off-speed pitch. Fields is gone. A 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Davies. The 2nd for him tonight. We go to the 6th inning with Long Island leading 5-0.
Localflavor.com, local flavor, localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Come on, everybody. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor. Localflavor.com. Local Flavor.
Time to take a look at the other games around the Atlantic League. Top half of the sixth inning at BB&T Point. And the Somerset Patriots hold a 1-0 lead over the High Point Rockers. They're in the bottom of the sixth in Southern Maryland. The Blue Crabs up 2-0 over the Sugarland Skeeters. Nice pitcher's duel there between Brandon Compton and Dallas Beeler. And New Britain leads York 5-4 in the top of the fifth, after York won 17-5 last night. The first offering from Iorio to Caleb Gindel is high. Ball one, no strikes. Caleb has singled and walked so far, reaching base both plate appearances in this ball game. Terdoslavich and Applin will follow. Gindel holds on a breaking ball in too close. 2-0. Lancaster trailing by 5, looking somehow to be able to chip away at Iorio. Gindel with a swing and a foul tip at the plate. It is 2-1. 7 hits, 3 for extra bases off of Kyle Davies, who has walked 1 and struck out 5. Iorio has allowed only 3 hits. His own glove and the gloves of the other 8 have saved him a lot in this game. 2 balls and a strike. Gindel looks at a second strike on the outside corner, now 2-2. Caleb has batted .262 in the season series against Long Island. He hasn't done a lot of damage against the Ducks. Stocky left-handed batter awaiting the 2-2, and that is off the inside edge for ball 3. It was close. Full count to Gindel. Defense straight away, except for Frias, who's cheating toward the middle from the shortstop position. Ball 4, inside and low. Gindel on with another walk, drawing both that have been given up by Iorio in the game. Joe Terdoslavich comes to the plate. He has bounced into a force out, and he has flied to the warning track and left. Gindel, a master of the base on balls. That is the 42nd he has drawn this season. Josh Bell second on the ball club with 37. Foul ball back by Terdoslavich. It is 0-1. Lancaster down 5 here in the 6th inning, 5-0. The Barnstormers scored only 8 runs now in 6 starts for Kyle Davies. Stepping off is Iorio. He'll throw to first. Gindel back in. In the major leagues this afternoon, the New York Yankees, who play in the Bronx, 11-5 over the Colorado Rockies. Cubs beat the Padres again 6-5, second straight day by the same score. Terdoslavich takes a swing and he misses. It is 0-2 against Iorio. And the New York Mets, after being shut out with Jake DeGrom on the hill last night, score 11 today, beating the San Francisco Giants and Jeff Samardzija 11-4. Pete Alonso hit his 33rd. Little Vlad got all the attention. Little Vlad. Vlad Jr. got all the attention in the home run derby, but Alonso had enough left in the tank to win it in that exciting final round. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terdoslavich jammed, but gets it out of play. Fouled along the third base line, still 1-2. Detroit is up 3-1 over Toronto in the bottom of the 4th tonight. Tampa Bay owns a 1-0 lead over the White Sox. They are in the lower half of the 7th inning. Pirates lead the Phils 3-0 into the 4th. It's 5-4. Boston over the Orioles, only in the bottom of the 3rd. Orioles have discovered how to score runs. Down low, Turdoslavich fights back to 2-2. Andrew Applin waits on deck. No score tonight between the Cardinals and the Reds because the offenses are exhausted from the slugfest they had last night. 12-11 the Cardinals held on to win. 2-2, ball 3 is outside. Turdoslavich with a chance to become another base runner here in the top of the 6th inning as the Barnstormers try to get something brewing. Houston over Texas 2-1 through 3.5 innings. Kansas City 1-0 at Cleveland. Play is in the bottom of the 4th. Minnesota 2-0 over Oakland in the lower half of the 3rd inning. Turdoslavich bats 3-2. Gindel is picked off first base by Iorio. He made a false move towards second. Well, there goes that start. Turdoslavich batting 3-2. Brain lock. The payoff pitch taken outside, ball 4, and now you're looking at what could have been. Instead of first and second with nobody out, it's a runner at first with 1 out. Andrew Applin coming in. He has singled to left center and been robbed by the center fielder Fuentes on a sliding belly flop out in right center field. His second time up. Applin, though, really starting to come around at the plate. I like this. 1 out, Turdoslavich aboard. Andrew chops a foul over toward the dugout on the first base side. The guys in the dugout are working to get the attention of their mates in the bullpen. Apparently, Wally wants somebody to begin throwing. Not sure the communication devices are working. 1-0 Atlanta leading Washington through 2.5 innings. Brewers and the Diamondbacks just starting in the desert. 0-1, Applin fouls this back. It is no balls and 2 strikes. Later on, the LA Angels are in Seattle against the Mariners. The Miami Marlins at the Los Angeles Dodgers. We take a look at the Major League scoreboard. Here it's 5-0 Long Island. Turdoslavich, the runner at first base with 1 out. Applin stands in, and the 0-2 is fouled at the plate. The plate appearance will continue for Applin. Destin Hood waits on deck. Turdoslavich out to a lead. Iorio, fastball high. There's a bad pickoff throw made by Garland down the right field line. Turdoslavich is going to be able to turn second, sprint for third, and make it. Nick Garland thought he could get in on the act and get Turdoslavich, but the throw was not good. It sailed well over David Washington, which is like throwing a ball over the Empire State Building. E2. Turdoslavich arrives safely at third. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Applin. Barnstormers can work on breaking up the shutout. But it's popped up by Applin. He won't get the run home from third base. Mazzilli underneath for the catch and out number 2. Bringing on Hood, who was struck out and line to left on a great catch by Carrera.
Destin Hood.
Hood stands in. The Barnstormers this half inning have had a runner picked off first base, and they have failed to drive in a runner from third with fewer than 2 outs in a situation where the Ducks were going to let them have it. Swing and a miss by Hood. It's 0-1. The sputtering continues. Oh and 1, taken outside. Ball 1, strike 1. Casey Hobson waiting on deck. He's hit a couple of respectable fly balls tonight, but both have been handled. One and one. Hood with a drive sliced out to right field. Fields will go back, and he'll make the catch while retreating toward the wall. The Barnstormers just not getting enough of the ball to hit it out of the yard or off the fence. No runs, no hits, one error in the inning. A runner left at third. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth with Long Island leading 5-0.
There's a new force in town. Know any young baseball fans? Make sure they're a part of the Storm Force Kids Club presented by Commonwealth Charter Academy. For only $25, kids receive 12 field box tickets. To go with the tickets, the Storm Force members will get a backpack, a t-shirt, an invitation to Silo's birthday party, and a chance to meet Barnstormer players over a bowl of ice cream, plus a lot more. What's better than that? Sign up at LancasterBarnstormers.com or stop by the stadium to get those kids involved.
Picking one thing over the other can be hard.
Toast or avocado toast?
Ooh, 4 or 5 inch heels.
But with pick games from the Pennsylvania Lottery, drawn twice daily, picking's as easy as 2, 3, 4, or 5. Plus, add Wild Ball to any pick game for even more chances to win. It's simple.
Hey, what'll it be? Give me a pick 2, please. Oh, and add Wild Ball. I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Play pick games today from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
We go to the bottom of the sixth inning. Kyle Davies will face L.J. Mazzilli, David Washington, and Nick Garland, trailing 5-0 here on Long Island. Kyle's 2 worst starts of the season have been right here in this ballpark. The last time out, he mysteriously walked 5. That has not been an issue tonight. The wind, the delivery, it is low. Ball 1 to Mazzilli, 1-0. Kyle's last start, of course, he gave up 4 runs in the first inning at Southern Maryland. Nothing after that. The Barnstormers would never score for him. It ended up 4-0. Lancaster victimized by great defense the first few innings of this game, and then in the top of the sixth, they shot themselves in the foot. Ball 2 is high. 2-0 on Mazzilli. But I suppose, again, it's that mindset of being desperate to make something happen. 3-0, the count on Mazzilli. Davies off the plate to the outside. Big gap in right center field for Mazzilli. It will take ball 4 inside, a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the sixth. David Washington will step in. Washington with a single and a walk tonight.
Number 30, David Washington.
Infield will set up at double play depth. Davies works to the set. The pitch to Washington. Swing and a miss. It is 0-1 with the young catcher Garland waiting on deck. Outfielders are straight away. Michael Martinez playing toward the middle here against Washington. The pitch is hit skyward the other way. Down the left field line with distance, but foul. 0-2. Washington, that type of batter that I guess it's something to do with launch angle, but when he gets a ball into the air, it just seems to keep traveling. That had home run distance to it, but not terribly close to being a fair ball. 2 strikes to the lefty batting first baseman. Mazzilli aboard at first base with nobody out. The second walk issued by Davies tonight in 5+ innings. Kyle ready to go. The 0-2 is low, blocked by Morin. Ball 1, 2 strikes. Not sure where the Barnstormers go bullpen-wise tonight. Last night, Granite's used as a starter. Marksberry, Harper, and Chassin through. Swinging a foul ball that trickles through the legs of the plate umpire, Bill Worthington. Washington still alive with a count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. So you could see Echemendia tonight, though you'd really like to use him with a lead. Possibly Logan Sawyer again, through 2 innings 2 nights ago. The 1-2 pitch is on the way, and it's fought off by Washington. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes, and not out of the question you could see Caleb Gindel by the end of the game. It's absolutely not out of the question. He's in the lineup as the DH, so it's a natural transition. I don't think you want to use Epley tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Washington. Boy, is he battling more than he generally will. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing. Bottom half of the 6th. Davies ready to go. He brings home a breaking ball. Washington lays off 2-2. The Barnstormers have had a runner in scoring position in 3 innings in tonight's game. 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs in the 1st. Runner at 2nd with nobody out in the 5th. And Terdoslavich to 3rd base with 1 out in the 6th inning. 2-2 to Washington. That's inside. David Washington has worked the count now to 3-2 against Davies. Nick Garland, the catcher, waiting on deck. Long Island 5, Lancaster nothing. Home half of the 6th inning. Right-hander ready to go. Runner takes off. The 3-2 pitch is ball 4 outside. Morin went to throw. He holds the baseball, and now Davies has walked 2 in a row, 3 for the game. Catcher Nick Garland to the plate. Garland is 0 for 2. If this were a closer ball game, Ross would probably be out making the change by now. But I don't think he wants to use up more of the bullpen. Monday is off. Tomorrow is the finale of this series. John Anderson getting the nod. Davies with a pickoff throw to 2nd. Martinez wasn't even all the way over, but it sends Mazzilli sprawling to the bag. 1st and 2nd, nobody out. Bottom of the 6th inning, and the Barnstormers once again being an Atlantic League punching bag. Garland squares around a bunt, draws the bat back, and takes a nice-looking breaking ball for a strike. It is 0-1. 7-28 in the last 35 games. Started with the York series coming back from Texas. And we certainly thought that it would let up. Fouled at the plate. We go to 0-2. The Barnstormers, in what is now approaching 36 games since then, have scored 122 runs. It's an average of 3.4 runs a game. And they have allowed including tonight, 207, which is nearly 6 a game. That is an unbelievable gap. 1-2 here on Garland. Davies checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Fastball is high, and now he's 2-2 on Nick Garland. Vladimir Frias, who has hit a couple of deep drives to the right side tonight, waits on deck. One caught by Sanford after a long run, and the other over the head of Hood and off the wall and right. Into the dirt, did he go? No, he didn't, says the first base umpire, Jorge Teran. No mercy being shown here. And now it is 3-2 on Garland. Mazzilli, the runner at second. Washington is on at first. Another payoff pitch is coming. The target set by Morin. Davies ready with the 3-2. A swing and a miss. He got him. Garland is gone on strikes. Kyle Davies with number 6. And Frias will come to the plate. And 93 pitches now for Davies here tonight. One out. Runners at first and second. Frias stepping in. This will probably be the last inning for Kyle, I would think. Lancaster down 5-0, bottom of the 6th. It would be nice to see Davies get out of this after walking the first 2 batters. One out with the runners at first and second. Frias takes low. Ball 1 and no strikes. Fastball up and away, 2-0. This is so unlike the Kyle Davies we have seen all year to be regularly missing the plate in one inning. The 2-0, Frias lifts this to left center field. It can be a tough time of night, but Sanford is there to make the catch. The runners are both going to tag. Here's a throw to the trailing runner at second base, and Washington is cut down on a nice 8-6-4 relay for a double play. That worked out to the benefit of the Barnstormers. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the Ducks leave 1. We're at the end of 6. Long Island still leading 5-0.
Don't strike out when in need of new appliances for your home. Come to Gockenauer's in East Petersburg and see what buying from a hometown dealer is all about. We offer the best brands at the best prices, plus deliver, install, and service everything we sell. Don't get burned by another chain store taking your money and then going out of business. Come to the place who has been helping Lancaster County for 70 years. Your hometown dealer, making the best brands better. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
We go to the top of the 7th and a pitching change for the Long Island Ducks. Cody Mincy comes on. He is a right-hander from Hartsville, South Carolina, 27 years of age, 5'11", 175 pounds. And now I remember, and it just dawned on me the other day why I know Hartsville, South Carolina, because my one-time assistant Jake Miller is working there now. That's where I know the town. He's at a Division III school down there as the sports information director. Casey Hobson, Parker Morin, and Zach Shank come in the 7th inning. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 4 left for the Ducks. No runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Barnstormers have stranded 5. Hobson 0 for 2 on deep fly balls tonight, and he takes outside from Mincy. Ball 1, no strikes. Iorio, the starter, worked 6 innings. He gave up 3 hits, walked 3, and struck out only 2. His outfielders were very busy behind him. To Hobson, the 1-0 pitch, fouled at the plate. We are level at 1 ball and 1 strike as Hobson has to hobble that one off momentarily. Mincy is 4-0 in 24 appearances, a 3.6 ERA, 30 innings, 25 hits, 12 runs. He has walked 11 and struck out 48. Guy who has never pitched in a major league organization. Hobson batting at 1-1. Lancaster trailing by 5 through 6 innings of play here tonight. They're not getting beaten at the plate. They've been beaten largely by Long Island's defense tonight. 1-1 to Hobson. Mincy misses the outside corner. KC gaining the edge at 2-1. Fastball is outside. The scoreboard reads 2-2. I must have missed a late signal from Bill Worthington. Mincy will bring it home. Hobson cranks a long foul down the right field side. It's still, I guess, 2 balls and 2 strikes. New Britain now up by 2 over York. Somerset 3, High Point 2 in the 7th inning. Southern Maryland 3-0 over Sugar Land at the end of 7. Mincy ready to go to Hobson. Foul ball back into the screen. And the count will run. Mincy comes back, and that's ripped foul in and out of the Long Island dugout. Kicking back to tomorrow's starter, John Anderson. Hobson has drilled a couple, but he's been way out in front. Mincy ready to go again. Hobson swings and misses the fastball away. He is gone on strikes, 1 out in the 7th. Parker Morin comes to the plate. Morin is fouled to left and double to left center. Lancaster's only extra base hit so far tonight. Eight outs left to the Barnstormers in this one. Foul ball back. No balls, 1 strike to Parker. Zach Shank will follow. The 3-run homer by Sanchez back in the 3rd inning gave the Long Island Ducks serious control of this game, and the Barnstormers, whose offense has just languished terribly, and having Gamache go to Oakland certainly didn't help. Swing and a miss. Morin bats 0-2. And runs are hard to come by these days. And then you get Devon Torrance catch fire, start to lead the ball club. He gets hurt here last night in game one. Everything deteriorated since that injury. The Barnstormers have been outscored 14-1. The 0-2 circles around the outside corner. It was low as well. Morin alive at a ball and 2 strikes. 14-1 since the injury to Torrance, who became the fire of this ball club. The kick, 1-2, chopper toward the middle. Frias will be there. Throw from behind the bag. He's got Morin, 2 away here in the top of the 7th. Zach Shank will come to the plate, 0 for 2. In my mind, he's 0 for 1.5. He should still be batting in the 5th inning. What a play Iorio made against that bunt. I still can't believe it. Hopped up foul ground, not hit high at all. Iorio with an amazing diving catch across the stripe. 2 outs. Shank stands in. The motion, the pitch. And strike 1 to the inside corner, says Bill Worthington. I am now told, speaking of balls and strikes, that we'll have the automatic balls and strikes, the automated balls and strikes, on Thursday when we return home. That's what I'm told. We shall see if it changes, but that's the word for now. 0-2 to Shank. The kick. Mincy delivery is low. Shank alive at ball 1. Darian Sanford waits on deck. Southern Maryland with a chance to jump back into first place tonight if the scores hold. Here's a 1-2. Shank pops it up foul. It will get out of play to the right. Zach is still batting here in the 7th inning. Next road trip will send the Barnstormers to Texas for a week. Following this homestand, leaving a week from Monday morning. Here's a 1-2. Shank swings and he misses. 2 strikeouts for Mincy. Here in the top half of the 7th, nothing across. We're at the stretch with Long Island leading 5-0.
The National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum is a place with thousands of stories to be told. It's a place to relive baseball's greatest moments and share them with future generations. It's a place to experience the game and how it has shaped our history. Cooperstown is a destination with something for the entire family. Our stories to tell, your memories to share. Plan your trip to the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown at baseballhall.org.
Enjoy baseball and dinner package weeknights at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Monday nights feature an all-you-can-eat pig roast in the Haller Pavilion, courtesy of Hess's Barbecue. Tuesday night is all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs in the pavilion, or all-you-can-eat tacos in the Bobby Rahal Lexus Suite. Wednesday nights are Wiener Wednesdays with $1 Burke's hot dogs from the main concession stands, or all-you-can-eat wings from Joe's Wings and Wieners upstairs. Call 717-509-HITS to order your tickets, or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com. And we'll see you at the ballpark.
Oh, yeah, God Bless America. And now take me out to the ball game during the 7th inning stretch. It's the one time you can go beyond 1 minute and 45 seconds during the inning break. I spoke earlier about how we didn't have that big of a crowd tonight at Bethpage Ballpark. It did fill in later. People more willing to come out, I guess, as the heat index dropped to 103. And should be lower than that now. But it's not completely full here tonight, but it's pretty close. And I imagine we'll hear of a crowd in excess of 6,000 people. Meanwhile, we go to the bottom of the 7th. Kyle Davies remains on the hill for the Barnstormers, and with that, I'm a little surprised. He's closing in on 100 pitches in sweltering heat and humidity. As we get our first firework launched during the 7th inning stretch. I think that was mistimed. I think it was supposed to go during God Bless America, I would imagine. It would have been awkward if that had gone while play was involved. I could have just seen that. Barnstormer drop a fly ball because of firework. Ill-timed. I think they'd have to redo the play. Ezekiel Carrera leads off the lower half of the 7th inning. Carrera 2 for 3 with a strikeout. He has scored a run. Long Island with the 5-0 lead. The Barnstormers have managed 3 hits in tonight's ball game. Here's the wind. Davies to the plate. Breaking ball. Sweeps in at the knees. Strike 1 called. Kyle fires. This ball is launched to right, and it's up there. Destin Hood hardly has to move. He's there for the catch. First out of the inning, Ray Fuentes to the plate. Fuentes is 0 for 3 tonight. Davies in 6 1/3 has given up 7 hits, 5 runs. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. Definitely not his best outing, but he has battled through it. To Fuentes, that is a strike. Across at the letters, it is 0-1. Davies delivers, and this one misses. Guess that was slightly outside. 1-1. Kyle getting the sign from Parker Morin. He comes back, brings it home, cut on and missed. That slid past the inside corner. Fuentes trailing at 1-2. TJ Rivera waits on deck. It's amazing to me that Long Island is guilty of the only error in this game. It was the bad throw by Garland. Partial swing, he went too far, says Warren Nicholson. Fuentes has struck out. That's 7 for Davies. And with 2 outs, TJ Rivera will come to the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a run scored. The designated hitter Hector Sanchez waits on deck. First offering, fouled back. Davies works ahead in the count 0-1. Ross extending Kyle's outing into the 7th inning. And the Barnstormers are reaping the benefits of it as Davies has retired the first 2. He's ahead of Rivera. Into the windup, the 0-1. Fastball is high. Kyle Davies has an odd place, a Tracy Stallard-like place in baseball history. He allowed A-Rod's 500th home run. This is lambasted out to deep center, racing back Sanford. He'll slide, spin around, come up, and have the baseball. That a brilliant catch on Sanford's part. And it's a 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wasn't quite sure if Sanford got there. He ended up not sprawled on the lawn, sliding and spinning around, coming up with it at about 380 feet from home plate. Nice play by Darian. A 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Davies. The third he has posted tonight. Will go to the 8th with Long Island up 5-0.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team too, through training, preparing, and working together like a team. When an emergency occurs, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. Maybe it's time you stepped up to bat and offered to hit a home run for your community. Go to becomeafirefighter.org and sign up. You won't regret taking a swing for the fences. Join the fire service team.
The constant energy, the tight turns and bustle of the city. Some survive it, others were made to conquer it. The first ever Lexus UX and UX F-Sport crossovers, crafted for the new frontier. UX, starting at $32,000. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
MSRP excludes delivery, processing, and handling fee of $1,025, which may be subject to change at any time. Excludes taxes, title, license, and optional equipment. Dealer price will vary.
We start the 8th inning, and the first delivery to Darian Sanford is a called strike. It is 0-1. Sanford 0 for 2. Barnstormers have managed 3 hits in the first 7 innings. Singles by Gindel and Applin in the first, a double by Morin in the 5th. Next offering is low. It is ball 1, strike 1. Martinez and Gindel will follow in the top of the 8th. The Barnstormers in need of a pretty big rally here tonight. It's been 5-0 since the bottom of the 4th inning. Next offering from Mincy, outside and low. Sanford has the count swing into his favor at 2 balls and a strike. 6 outs left of the Barnstormers tonight. The last hit was Morin's double leading off the 5th. To Sanford up and away, 3-1. Lancaster had a man picked off base in the 6th inning, but it's been the Long Island defense that is largely responsible for keeping Lancaster off the board. 3-1. Sanford will take a walk. Does he run here in the 8th inning? I mean, the general consensus right now is that under these new rules, Darian cannot be caught. The question is, does he scoot all the way around to third on, say, the next 2 pitches? 36 stolen bases on the year, and since these new rules were implemented, he's had a really hard time getting on base. Mincy will work him over, and Darian is back in. Martinez, the batter, he is 0 for 3. Lancaster has drawn 4 walks tonight. And now time is called, and Bill Worthington is walking out to discuss something with his umpire mates. One thing that pops into mind is that perhaps Mincy balked there under the new rules. But they're discussing it to see exactly what they all saw. Martinez is yet to see a pitch. Top of the 8th inning, runner on with nobody out. And the discussion results in no effect whatsoever on the ball game. So the whole 3-way conversation to the first base side of the mound is officially non-existent in baseball history. Sanford takes off. The pitch is low. The throw by Garland is late, and Sanford has number 37. Was there any doubt he'd go on the first pitch? By the way, not a bad throw from the youngster, but it was a little high to Vladimir Frias. Sanford is in there. That is his 164th Atlantic League stolen base as he inches closer to Phelan Lentini and Wayne Leiden, tied for 7th all time. He's going. The pitch is inside and low, and forget about it. Back-to-back pitches. Sanford steals second. He steals third. He does it every time that he's gotten on base. They can't stop him. Martinez batting at 2-0. Defense is back with a 5-run lead. Martinez, a bouncer foul up the first baseline. It is 2-1. Lancaster now with every chance to break up the shutout. Sanford with a leadoff walk. He steals second and steals third on consecutive pitches. No contest. Two balls and a strike to Martinez. The pitch is fouled at the plate, 2-2. But now the challenge is scoring Sanford and adding more to the inning. I mean, the Ducks are more than willing to give up this run. I'm sure Iorio and Mincy wanted to have the combined shutout, but winning is the more important thing here. Martinez batting 2-2. Gindel on deck, and then Terdoslavich. Here's the offering. Ground ball, right side, base hit, and the Barnstormers are on the board. Michael Martinez singles in Darian Sanford to make it 5-1. Caleb Gindel to the plate. The comeback is on. Gindel has walked twice and singled. Here's a stat for you as we continue down the Debbie Downer road. But the Barnstormers have held their opponents to under 2 runs only twice all year. Usually by now you'd have 5 or 6 shutouts. Ball one outside and low to Gindel, 1-0. Only twice. This is ball game 79. Popped up foul out of play to the left. Gindel batting at a ball and a strike. Martinez, the runner at first base with nobody out. Darian Sanford certainly creating some excitement here in the 8th inning. It's what he does. He didn't draw a bad throw from Garland, or we would have had a Darian Sanford home run. One and one. Gindel with another foul to the left side for the second strike. It is 1-2. Ducks 5, Barnstormers 1, top of the 8th inning. Lancaster has gotten back into the game to at least some extent. Gindel batting, then Terdoslavich. Mincy ready to go, low set position to Caleb, a swing and a miss. That is the 3rd strikeout for the right-hander. 1 out. Terdoslavich will step in. He is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Joe Terdoslavich.
Martinez out to the lead. Right-hander from the set. The delivery fouled back. Terdoslavich is down a strike. Ducks leading 5-1 in the 8th. An inning that got off to a terrific start. Swing and a miss by Joe. 2 strikes the count. I can't see anybody catching Darian in stolen bases unless something happens to shut him down. But Devon Torrance, at one point last night anyway, jumped into 3rd in the league. And number 2 is Jared Mitchell, and unless somebody else signs him, because he was released by Sugarland with 22 stolen bases. Unless somebody else signs him, he's not in the picture. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Terdoslavich looks at ball 2 on a fastball high and outside. It is 2-2. Martinez finally picking up RBI 31, by the way. We had brought that up earlier. He had been tremendously productive, but that's his first RBI in better than 2 weeks. There's a false move off first by Martinez. He draws the attention of Mincy, who fires over. Michael able to get back. Gindel now has been thrown out on base twice in this series in the midst of an uprising. He was thrown out at 3rd last night on a play that somewhat puzzled me. Here's a 2-2. Not that he went for 3rd, but that he didn't make it, because it looked like it should have been somewhat automatic that he would be able to go from 1st to 3rd. As Terdoslavich singled home 2 runs in the top half of a ground ball up the middle. Hey, a base hit now for Terdoslavich. That was a good at bat for Joe. He really battled Mincy. 1st and 2nd. But yeah, in the top half of the 4th inning. It was the 4th inning. In the opening game, Terdoslavich singled in 2 runs, but the rally was cut short because Gindel was thrown out at 3rd on the play. Now, Applin steps in with runners at 1st and 2nd, 1 out. All of a sudden, you've got the tying run in the on-deck circle. Applin is 1 for 3 and was robbed another time. Barnstormers alive here in the 8th inning. We'll see how far they can push it. Martinez off 2nd, Terdoslavich off 1st. Applin takes a strike. It is 0-1. The starter, Iorio, threw 91 pitches in his 6 innings. Kyle Davies has thrown 107 through 7. In the dirt for a ball. Applin holds up Martinez. It is 1 ball, 1 strike. A walk, a couple of stolen bases, and a pair of seeing eye singles. The Barnstormers are in business here in the 8th inning. Dave Ruckert now coaching first. Josh Bell has gone over to 3rd in the latter innings. Applin fights one off, and it's fouled on the left field side. 1-2. Good, the on-deck batter. He could come in as the possible tying run here if Applin can reach base. Mincy has him, 1-2. A look back at Martinez, the lead runner. The pitch, line drive, left field, and in for a base hit. Bell is going to send Martinez, who will score. Standing up, the throw comes into 3rd. It's 5-2, and the tying run will step into the batter's box for the Barnstormers. Applin's 2nd hit of the game, is 4th of the series. Martinez scoring uncontested on the play. Terdoslavich stops at 2nd. Destin Hood with a chance here in the 8th inning. The Barnstormers have put together quite a nice rally in the 8th. A walk followed by 3 singles. There's still work to do. Mincy to Hood, a swing and a miss. Destin down a strike. It is 0-1. Hood robbed in the 4th inning, and he got some distance on a fly ball to right in the 6th, but still looking for a base hit tonight. Now would be the right time. Mincy comes back 0-1. Destin takes low. Casey Hobson, the first baseman, waits on deck. The Ducks have a limited amount of lefty availability out of the bullpen. Ball 2 is inside and low. It is 2 balls and a strike. They have Clint Freeman. Alex Katz, one of their other lefties, is on the DL. Mincy works to Hood. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch, cut on and missed. That down and away slider has a tendency to get Hood to chase. It's now 2-2. Long Island 5, Lancaster 2 in the top of the 8th inning. The Barnstormers putting up a battle here. Hood awaits. Here's the 2-2. Outside and low, filling the count. It's been a very long inning for Mincy. I've got to believe it's too risky to start the runners. Destin Hood with a full count. Mincy ready to go to work. Here's the payoff. Line drive into center field and a base hit. Charging the play is Fuentes. Terdoslavich will be held by Bell at third. And now the lead run comes to the plate for the Barnstormers, who have strung together 4 singles here in the 8th inning. Casey Hobson 0 for 3 coming to the plate. Terdoslavich at third, Applin at second, Hood is on at first. An impressive rally for the Lancaster Barnstormers here in the 8th inning. Hobson will get a chance. He is 0 for 3. What an opportunity for the Barnstormers against the Long Island Relief Corps. And again, they really don't have much from the left side to go to. Terdoslavich, Applin, and Hood are aboard. Here is the pitch to Hobson, inside and low. Casey is facing Mincy for a second time. He struck out in the 7th inning, but he might have an edge here. 5 of 6 Barnstormers have reached base in the top of inning 8. It's now 5-2 Long Island. The pitch to Hobson, line drive to left field, and that is down for a base hit. 1 run will score. Here comes Applin. He's headed home, and suddenly it's 5-4 as Hobson goes the other way and singles in 2. Hood stops at second base with a tying run. Parker Morin now steps in with runners at first and second, and still only 1 out. Here comes Wally Backman as Cody Mincy will be departing after a savage attack of base hits for the Lancaster Barnstormers here in the 8th inning. Mincy is relieved. He was dominant in the 7th, but gives up 4 runs in the top of the 8th. We've got ourselves a ball game, and with a new pitcher coming in, we'll take a break and pause for this.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel, your go-to motor coach bus company, supplying your motor coach needs from day trips to multi-day excursions, trips to New York, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and all points in between. We can provide you with an itinerary or fulfill all your trips' transportation needs, providing casino trips monthly, go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call at 717-269-3124.
Picking one thing over the other can be hard.
Toast or avocado toast?
Ooh, 4 or 5-inch heels.
But with pick games from the Pennsylvania Lottery, drawn twice daily, pickings as easy as 2, 3, 4, or 5. Plus, add Wild Ball to any pick game for even more chances to win. It's simple.
Hey, what'll it be? Give me a pick 2, please. Oh, and add Wild Ball. I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Play pick games today from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Rob Rogers will be the third right-hander thrown by the Long Island Ducks with the Barnstormers tonight. It's his 13th appearance. He is 1-0 with a 2.31 ERA. But he runs into a Barnstormers ball club that suddenly has a head of steam up. 4 runs here in the top of the 8th. We have ourselves a ball game. Destin Hood carries the tying run at second. Casey Hobson owns the lead run at first base. 1 out here in the 8th, and the batter is Parker Morin, who is 1 out of 3. Rogers to the plate. Morin with a fly ball to center and an easy play for Fuentes. He is back for the catch, and that is out number 2. Leaving the inning to Zach Shank. Shank is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and popped up a bunt into foul territory on which Joe Iorio made an almost ridiculous catch. The fact that he was even in the neighborhood was something else. Shank now trying to tie it up with the runners at first and second and 2 gone. What a rally for the Barnstormers here in the 8th inning. And even if Shank is retired here, you still have Sanford leading off the 9th conceivably in a 1-run game. To Shank. Breaking ball, good for a strike. It is 0-1. Rogers has started to cool off the Barnstormers. Sanchez, Fields, and Mazzilli, the scheduled batters in the lower half of inning 8. What a rally it's been. 2 runs batted in for Hobson, 1 each for Martinez and Applin. The pitch misses to Shank. It is a ball and a strike from Rob Rogers, who lives right here in the Islip area. 28 years of age, 6 feet tall, 215 pounds. Garland out to talk to the right-hander to make sure they don't have any mishaps here. Martinez, Trdoslavich, Applin, Hood, and Hobson all own singles in the inning. Shank trying to deliver and tie up the game. The pitch, foul to the screen. It is 1-2. It'll be a great time for Shank to break out. He is 1 for 31 against the Long Island Ducks on the season. That second hit could be very well timed here. Hood and Hobson take their leads. Zach Shank batting 1 and 2. The motion, the pitch. And strike 3 is called at the knees. Zach Shank goes down looking, and just like that, the Barnstormers rally has come to an end. 4 runs home, though, on 5 hits with no errors. 2 are left. We have ourselves a ball game going to the bottom of the 8th. Long Island up 5-4.
Our question is, on July 20th, 1976.
Remove the wrong piece and the whole structure might fall apart. No, I'm not talking about the Barnstormers lineup. I'm talking about the life-size Jenga game that is part of the Subaru outdoor experience down the right field line at Clipper Magazine Stadium. There's ping pong, huge dice to roll, and more. Trivia contests take place before every Saturday home game. Group bookings are available, so enjoy the games while at the game and come to the Subaru outdoor experience just below the Broken Bat deck.
Hi, this is Hall of Famer Carlton Fisk. Make your plans today to visit Cooperstown and the Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
There it goes, a long drive. If it stays fair, home run.
Reconnect with your memories of the game and make new memories with your family. Check out baseballhall.org today for more information.
Carlton Fisk had a lot of little boy in him right there, Joe.
National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum, preserving history, honoring excellence, and connecting generations.
Logan Sawyer takes over as we go to the bottom of the 8th, and he's got to run into the meat of the lineup of the Long Island Ducks. He'll be facing the switch-hitting Hector Sanchez, the lefty batting Daniel Fields, and then the right-handed batting L.J. Mazzilli. Sawyer is in his 24th game. He's 1-0 with a 5.63 ERA, but he's only given up 2 runs in his last 14 2/3 innings. He's pitched pretty well and never better than his last appearance with 2 shutout innings against High Point on Thursday. He threw harder than he's been throwing all year. His breaking stuff was nasty. We'll see how it translates to tonight. Hector Sanchez leads off and takes a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-1. Sanchez with the biggest blow of the game, a 3-run homer back in the 3rd inning off starter Kyle Davies. Davies goes 7 once again. 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned with 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. Sawyer comes back and he's low. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike on Sanchez. Long Island 5, Lancaster 4. The Barnstormers again will get going with Sanford, Martinez, and Gindel once we get to the top of the 9th. Sawyer works to Sanchez 1-1. Breaking ball to the inside edge. Make it a ball and 2 strikes. Sanchez looks at Bill Worthington. What? That almost hit me. Well, it apparently got the front corner of the plate. 1-2. Sawyer drops it inside and low. 2-2 to Sanchez. 5:05 start time tomorrow. John Anderson against Kevin McAvoy for the finale of this series. Join us at 4:45 with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Swing and a miss. Sanchez will give up. Warren missed the tag initially, but Hector Sanchez said, "Parker, you're faster than I am. I have no chance of avoiding you." So he goes back. Here's Daniel Fields. He doubled and scored in the 2nd inning, and then Davies struck him out the other 2 trips tonight. We talked about the velocity that Logan Sawyer had on Thursday. Well, guess what we haven't seen tonight? He threw nothing but slop to Sanchez, and he beat him with it. Out of Fields. It is low. Ball 1 and no strikes. Probably the hardest pitch that Sawyer has thrown to date, but out of the zone. Long Island 5, Lancaster 4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 ball and nothing. Swing and a miss. Fields was challenged there. It is 1-1. 6'5" right-hander out of Knoxville. And again, if you're looking at the second half here, potentially is an audition for down the road, as well as the Barnstormers trying to turn their season around, is Logan Sawyer. Displaying, demonstrating that he belongs back in a Barnstormers uniform in 2020. And I think the answer to that may be yes. Here's a 2-1, swing and a miss by Fields. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And all that's going to be under consideration here. The stretch of a season used to be called a salary drive. Perhaps in the days before multi-year contracts, bounded fouls, still 2-2 on Fields. And there is still some truth to that, at least here in the Atlantic League. But not so much a salary drive, but an audition for the following season. Daniel Fields batting 2-2. Sawyer will bring it home, and ball 3 is low. He didn't miss by much. Fields up there with a full count. L.J. Mazzilli waits on deck. Lancaster within a run here in the bottom of the 8th after an explosion in the top of the inning. Here comes the payoff pitch. He got him, a swing and a foul tip. Held by Morin. Back-to-back strikeouts for Logan Sawyer here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And L.J. Mazzilli now will come to the plate, 0 for 2 of the walk. But I love the way Logan Sawyer has looked the last couple of outings. He has almost started to become, I hesitate to say it, over just a short period of time, but he started to become dominating. 2 outs, Mazzilli steps in, 0 for 2 of the walk. Sawyer into the motion, straight over the top, and he's low. Ball 1-0. The Barnstormers, who through the 7th inning of this game looked dead and buried, now very much alive at 5-4. Sawyer working to keep it there. Ground ball slowly hit. Easy play for the second baseman, Shank. Mazzilli's retired. Sawyer brilliant here in the bottom of the 8th. Nothing across. We're going to the 9th inning with the score. The Long Island Ducks 5 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 4.
Like craft beers? Well, the best place to be in Lancaster then is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right. Celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries and product from a local winery. Food is sold off a pub-style menu. And new for 2019, there will be a trivia contest every Saturday evening beginning at 5, hosted by Cheaters Never Prosper. So get together, hang out with your friends, make some new ones, and enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with the Barnstormers game.
Tuxedo Tour and Travel. If you want to be there, we'll get you there. New York, Washington, D.C. We service all casinos, day trips, or multi-day excursions. Lebanon's #1 tour bus company, providing monthly casino trips. Sands of Bethlehem, Resort of Atlantic City, Mohegan Sun of Pocono Downs. Go to www.tuxedotour.com or give us a call, 717-269-3124.
Four runs off Cody Mincy in the 8th inning. That was nice, but the Barnstormers couldn't continue the rally against Rob Rogers, and now they need to face Michael Tonkin, who is the new closer for Long Island. The Barnstormers saw him in the 7th inning last night. He got the side in order, and Tonkin, since joining the Ducks, has been all but unhittable. He is 3-1 with a save, and in 17 1/3 innings, over 12 appearances, he's allowed 7 hits. He has walked 6 and struck out 19. The key to the inning could well be Darian Sanford leading off. If Sanford gets on, look out. He stole 2nd and 3rd on consecutive pitches last inning, and that really started to set the stage for the 4-run rally. 5-4 Long Island, Tonkin to Sanford, and a strike is recorded on the inside corner at the knees. It is 0-1. This is the one thing the Barnstormers really haven't been able to get, with the possible exception of Pedro Echemendia, is somebody to come in and start to perform right away. There's a bunt popped up and a diving play catch made by Washington. Another gem for the Long Island Ducks. Sanford didn't get the bunt down, but that could have easily dropped in front of the charging David Washington. It didn't. He went headlong for the catch, 1 out. Michael Martinez coming in. Sanford continuing to create some excitement, but unable to drop that one in front of Washington. If that lands, Sanford's on base. No question about it. Washington playing very deep along the line against Michael Martinez, and a ball is inside and low, 1-0. If Martinez were to drop that same bunt down, he'll have a base hit. DJ Rivera much closer over at third. 1 ball, no strikes. Tonkin to Martinez. The next delivery is up and away. It's 2-0. The designated hitter, Caleb Gindel, waiting to bat next. Lancaster needs just 1 run here in the top of the 9th. Sanford did everything he could. What a wonderful play by Washington. 2-0. Martinez swings through it. 2 balls and a strike. Lancaster with just 2 outs left. Long Island has won this game in the field. They haven't out-hit the Barnstormers, and I wouldn't say they've out-pitched the Barnstormers, but the plays that the Ducks have made defensively tonight could win them this game. Swing and a miss, it's 2-2. In the 4th inning, the fact that Iorio pitched a 1-2-3 inning there was remarkable. 2 tremendous plays in the outfield, and then Hobson flied out to the warning track. Tonkin working to Martinez, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Michael singled in a run last inning and now gets ball 3 inside and low. No, strike 3 call. A bit of a delay. And Martinez can't believe that he's the second out of the inning. 2 outs, and Gindel will step in.
Designated hitter, number 15, Caleb Gindel.
Gindel is 1 for 2 with 2 walks. But you could have fooled me. I mean, I know Tonkin throws from a height of 6'7" at a crazy 3/4 angle. But Martinez thought, so did I, that pitch was down around his ankles. To Gindel, popped up to shallow left field. Frias settling back on this one, calling off Carrera. He'll make the catch, and the Barnstormers get within 1 and then can do no more. We'll be back with the line totals on tonight's game in just a moment. Our final score, the Long Island Ducks 5 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 4.
Just like a baseball team needs pitchers, sluggers, relievers, and coaches to win games, a fire company needs firefighters, drivers, fire police officers, and administrative help to be successful. Fire companies need to function as a well-oiled team, and through training, preparing, working together like a team in an emergency, your local fire company responds to help save lives and property. It's time you stepped up to bat to hit a home run for your local Lancaster County Fire Company. Go to becomeafirefighter.org, sign up, and take a swing for the fences. Join the Lancaster County Fire Service team.
Enjoy baseball and stay in shape. The Lancaster Barnstormers have a great package for our more experienced fans to do both. The Silver Stormers package is open to all fans 55 and above. Get a ticket to all Tuesday home games. Take a walk around our beautiful stadium during the day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And get a Silver Stormers t-shirt to sport to all of these events. The Silver Stormers is presented by A&E Audiology and Hearing Aid Center. Sign up today at the stadium or at LancasterBarnstormers.com.
Fireworks have already started here at Bethpage Ballpark. For the Barnstormers, a loss. There were signs of life in the top half of the 8th inning. There are reasons to be encouraged coming out of tonight, but it is another loss, and the Barnstormers now have dropped. Well, I'm actually losing track, but they've dropped all 3 in this series. since knocking York out. The Barnstormers have dropped 11 out of their last 12, 15 out of their last 17, and 29 out of the last 36. The sixth one-run loss to the Long Island Ducks this season. 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 4 left for Long Island. The Barnstormers 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors, 7 left on base. Joe Iorio picking up the win. He is now 5-1, 6 shutout innings with not only help from his own glove, but certainly a lot from the outfielders, and in one case, the second baseman, Mazzilli. Kyle Davies with the loss. Tough early innings for Davies tonight. He settled down, actually pitched a reasonably solid ball game, but he drops to 4-8. The save to Michael Tonkin, his second of the year. The lone home run of the game off the bat of Hector Sanchez, a 3-run blast with 2 outs in the third inning, his 5th home run of the season. 2 hours, 43 minutes, the time of our game tonight, in front of 6,894 here at Bethpage Ballpark. The Ducks win it 5-4. The wrap-up show will be coming your way next here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
In so many ways, tonight's game is the old glass half full, glass half empty argument. It's another loss for the Lancaster Barnstormers. That is the half empty part of the glass. Lancaster has lost 11 of 12, but the glass half full tonight all has to do with the 4-run rally in the 8th inning. And not only that 4-run rally, but another great outing for reliever Logan Sawyer. He just seems to be establishing himself as a guy that Ross Peoples can count on in close ball games. He did it against High Point 3 nights ago. A great 2 innings of work for Logan there. Faced just 6 batters, got a hold, and tonight he kept the Barnstormers within 1, taking care of very good hitters in the middle of the Long Island lineup and making it look easy. So those are definitely the 2 positives coming out of tonight. Long Island wins it 5-4 over the Barnstormers. The Ducks got on the board in the bottom of the 2nd inning, a double to left center field off the bat of Daniel Fields. And then with 2 outs, David Washington singled into right center. Washington never retired in the ball game tonight. That base hit made it 1-0 in favor of Long Island. Then came the bottom of the 3rd. With 1 out, Ezekiel Carrera snuck a 2-strike ground ball into left field for a base hit. Kyle Davies responded. He struck out Ray Fuentes, and then TJ Rivera hit a slow ground ball toward the hole on the left side of the diamond. Joe Ternaslovich got there, but when he went to spin and throw, he missed his target. The ball sailed past Casey Hobson Runner safe at first and second. The next batter, Hector Sanchez, got ahead 2 balls and no strikes, and then thundered one out of here to right center field as the Ducks opened up a 4-0 lead. Vladimir Frias with a long RBI double in the 5th extended that lead to 5-0. But after the 4th inning, the Ducks never had another base hit in the ball game. The Barnstormers floundered offensively for the first 7 innings, at times because of Long Island's stellar defensive play. They made about 4 outstanding catches in the first 5 innings. Then in the 6th, the Barnstormers shot themselves in the foot with a leadoff runner getting picked off first base and another walk to follow that. Lancaster never did score in the 6th inning, but they came to the 8th. Darian Sanford led off with a walk, and with the conditions and the rules as they are in the Atlantic League right now, you let Darian Sanford on base leading off an inning. He's at third in no time flat. It took him 2 pitches. He was at third base. He has 38 steals now on the year, 9 since the new rules were implemented. He scored on an RBI single in right field by Michael Martinez. Caleb Gindel struck out, but Joe Ternozlovich, Andrew Applin, Destin Hood, and Casey Hobson all delivered base hits. Hobson drove in 2, Applin knocked in 1, and before you knew it, we were in a 5-4 ball game. But Wally Backman went back to his bullpen for Rob Rogers. He retired the final 2 batters in the 8th. Michael Tonkin gets the side in order in the 9th. The Barnstormers go down by 1, 5-4 tonight to the Long Island Ducks. Taking a look at what else is going on in the Atlantic League. Somerset has picked up a 4-2 victory over the High Point Rockers. Ryan Cushmall with the win and Dusty Isaacs the loss. York now with a 7-6 lead over the New Britain Bees. They are in the top half of the 9th inning at New Britain Stadium, and Southern Maryland completed the shutout over the Sugarland Skeeters, 3-0 the final. Brandon Compton has thrown now back-to-back shutouts as he shut down the Barnstormers last Sunday. He improves to 5-8. Dallas Beeler takes the loss. He is 6-4, and Matt Latos saves his 12th of the season. So that's our look at the Atlantic League scoreboard. On to the major leagues this afternoon. The Yankees pummeled the Rockies. 11-5 was the final. Cubs over the Padres 6-5. The Mets slammed the Giants 11-4. The Toronto Blue Jays have turned it around at Detroit tonight. The Blue Jays lead 7-5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. They're in the 11th down in Tampa with the White Sox and the Rays knotted at 1 on solo home runs. Pirates lead the Phillies 3-1. They're only in the bottom half of the 6th inning in Pittsburgh. Through 5.5 in Baltimore. The Boston Red Sox taking out their frustrations on the Orioles. The Red Sox lead by a score of 16-6 tonight. Cincinnati 3-2 over St. Louis. Play is in the bottom of the 8th inning. Houston has opened it up. The Astros lead the Rangers 6-1 in the top of the 9th. 1-0 Kansas City over Cleveland. They have gone to the bottom of the 8th inning. The A's and the Twins knotted at 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Washington owns a 4-3 lead at Atlanta. Play is in the top half of the 7th there. It is the Brewers and the Diamondbacks tied at 1 in the 5th. Angels and the Mariners, no score in the 2nd inning. The LA Dodgers on a Jock Peterson home run out to a 1-0 start at home against the Miami Marlins. The Lancaster Barnstormers get one more chance, not just this series, but this season here at Long Island. They'll take on the Ducks tomorrow at 5:05. John Anderson, 5-5 on the hill against right-hander Kevin McAvoy, who is 0-2. The Barnstormers have lost all 3 in this series, 2 by 1 run, and the one game by more than a run. It was a walk-off grand slam in a tie game in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Wins just hard to come by for whatever reason for the 2019 Lancaster Barnstormers. They fought, they battled, they really put on a nice show in the late innings here tonight, but they end up down by a run, 5-4 to the Long Island Ducks. So join us tomorrow at 4:45 from Bethpage Ballpark with the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report. Play-by-play action will follow. Until then, for our PR assistant Joey Greer, for all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, getting ready for the club's return home on Tuesday, I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we'll see you at the ballpark.